used to do something similar. He used to have one of those Hummers, those Humvees.
Yeah.
And he used to do weddings.
Hey, you're fast.
I'm trying to hear from Amos and Muzzy. Come on, Muzzy, how are you, Muzzy? Fucking limousine shit.
He always says, how are you, Muzzy? He says it all the time. But he doesn't say it to you.
An Iranian and a Palestinian.
If a native, right, gets out of line, they go to the choppy zone. You know, as a guest.
I don't even, that isn't even my point. My point is that Westerners can go there. That is my point. And also, Saudi Arabia is not actively trying to take out the fucking world. When you have places that are constantly this sort of extremism of what I'm talking about, there are not enough of this so-called good Muslims talking. Why? Because they do. They are fucking killed too.
Yes, they are.
I think if you're looking at Saudi Arabia, there's a bunch of things that you might be getting mixed up. Number one, the jihadists.
That's my point.
Hold on.
It's not that random.
Room rules. We are here Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock New York time. However, we will not be here tomorrow for the holiday in the United States, which we will get into in just a couple of moments. But at any rate, that's where we are on that. I want to say based on today's topic, or anytime in the next hour, if something is said on the stage that prompts you to want to participate, raise your hand. And so if it appears that I've skipped over you, worry not. It just means I see you further down in the queue on my handheld device and you see yourself on yours. I always get to everyone who's in queue on the stage, time permitting. We used to call everybody whose hand is up onto the stage en masse at a time so the stage doesn't get overly crowded. So if you're waving your hand down there in the audience and you think we're ignoring you, we are not. We will get to you again, time permitting. Unlike many of the other rooms in Clubhouse, in the Critical Thinking Forum, we treat one another with a degree of decorum and respect. We don't interrupt one another, and we appreciate that in the moderators. We will admonish ourselves collectively. And those of you who we are making inquiries, so let's try to listen to each other with a degree of respect when that happens. Please, we're less than a minute away from starting officially at the top of the hour. Giving me opportunity to also welcome Rosalind, Lisa, Christopher, let's see, Clemens, Mary Lou, Liz, Daryl, Z or Z, Andrew, Murad, Sue, Mike, B. Tusha, and the ever-present Anonymous, and Dread.
That's John Kitover.
Welcome everybody to the Critical
That's John Kitover, the anonymous guy.
Top of the hour, because that's the way Gary is wired. We're here Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock New York time. Today's topic is, has Trump tarnished the 250 celebrations? Now listen, folks. I get accused when I ask questions of asking the questions as a sneaky way to make a point. Is Gary saying that the president has tarnished the America 250? No. Gary is asking the question. Well, why would Gary ask the question? Where does this come from? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for collectively asking me that question right now, because believe it or not, I do have a logical answer to your question, and it is thus. I'm old enough to remember the bicentennial. I was involved in bicentennial celebrations.
Hey, Isa, how you doing, Condomela? It's my friend Isa. Isa is back to the app. She's in Switzerland. She's working for the Qatari government. Welcome back, Condomela.
My buddies and I came up with the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. Oh my goodness, we had so much fun that day. And, hey, we even got interviewed by the Detroit News. It was wonderful. The thing is, the country was just so excited to celebrate the bicentennial. There was no hesitation. There was no partisanship. We just all came together as a nation to celebrate. I know for those of you who are not old enough, doing something nostalgically there wasn't. No, I am telling you how it actually was. Please, if you were not totally apolitical in Gary's mind, which I guess I should have predicted otherwise, because this is not 50 years ago. And I just mentioned exactly what I told you. There's great excitement here for the World Cup. There's not as much as excitement, at least not that I can sense, for America 250. And boy, oh boy, did that open the floodgates of the Trump haters. Saying, Gary, you don't get it. Wait, this country's not what it used to be 50 years ago, and it's all the fault of Donald Trump. And we have nothing to celebrate. Nothing. I said, what? Huh? I don't get this. And there's been a back and forth going on for days on my Facebook about this. It's like, what does Donald Trump have to do with 250 years of history in the United States? Well, you know, he's commercialized it, make it hit. Well, actually, he has and he hasn't. So let me throw the facts about that out. Long before Donald Trump was elected president, Centennial, Semi-Quincentennial Commission. This is the Semi-Quincentennial.
You're listening to the Gary Baumgarten News Station.
50.
It is the 5 o'clock news, Eastern Standard, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Thank you for coming.
It's the official title, the official the True 50, right? So, look, if you want to go to the mall, and you want to go to the so-called state fair, and I say so-called because the District of Columbia is not a state. Why they call it a state fair, I don't know. Maybe if they call it America's States Fair.
This is the 5 o'clock news. Thank you for watching.
What a great president Donald Trump is, and you think that that's politicizing this wonderful moment in the history of this country, which when they formed it, they weren't even sure it would last 250 years. It's done, it's finished, and it's all Donald Trump's fault. Donald Trump is responsible for the demise of the United States of America, this republic. Now, from Gary's perspective, you gotta be crazy to say this. This is my perspective. You can disagree with me.
You're not crazy, you're
Please
annoying.
do come up on the stage and
You're
disagree.
stupid too, Gary. You're running an echo chamber.
This is not about Donald Trump.
It is always
This
about
is about
Donald Trump.
250 years of history.
It's always about
That
Donald
we're
Trump.
celebrating, and we're still here, thank God. With all of our faults, with all of our problems, we are still standing, are we not?
Hello?
Is there not a lot to be proud of how far this country has gone? And if we recognize how far we've gone, I mean, we've had some terrible, terrible times. We had to go through suffrage. We had to go through the end of slavery. We had to go through the civil rights movement. You know, the end of the war had a second birth of freedom. Right. The Civil War, the second birth of freedom. And we have farther to go, but if we look to our past and we see how far we've gotten thus far, as the old Virginia Slims commercial said, you've come a long way, baby. The second part of that should be, but we got a lot more to go, but we showed that we could do it. We could overcome these impediments.
We can do it, Gary!
In this country. And that should be an incentive to move forward and expand our freedoms. And we're perfect, and we have a long way to go. Yeah.
Projection says what?
Finish, please.
Keep interrupting, Marshall!
Screw up my train of thought.
That's what Marshall does best.
It should be something that we celebrate. So I'm saying to these people,
Marshall good.
And they say, I'm not going to celebrate. I'm not going to celebrate the 4th of July.
I'm not
Okay,
gonna
well,
celebrate.
that's how I read their words. I know I'm being sarcastic, but I think it's so
You are?
that the sarcasm
Hello?
is just flowing from Gary's mouth.
He's flowing.
So,
He's flowing.
I said to them, are you, that's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. Does Donald Trump, are you really allowing Donald Trump to have so much control of your personal life that you're not going to go out and fire up the grill and flip a burger? You're not going to go to the beach? You're not going to go to your town's fireworks? You're not going to go to the fair or the carnival? There's a fireman's fair that I'm going to go to. Oh, I just expressed how I'm going to handle this 4th of July. The tall ships are sailing into New York Harbor, the largest contingent of tall
This is the
ships.
5 o'clock news. Please like, share, and subscribe this video now.
Leading to where that flyover is, I've been watching the various military aircraft practicing and coming in, and just from my kitchen window, just a few minutes ago, I saw some military helicopters, and
They're preparing to deport the millions of illegal aliens which are still living in this country
My
illegally.
neighbors are so thrilled because they know that they did it for me. At any rate, what
It's
does
Gary's
Donald Trump
world.
have to do with us going out and celebrating?
I don't know, Gary, you tell us.
I actually said in one of my posts to one of the people who said that she's not going to go out and celebrate. I said
She's
to her,
gonna celebrate.
do they still make those postcards? I'm going to go out and watch the tall ships, and I'm going to send, give me your address, I'll send you a postcard. The ones that say, wish you were here. Okay? And some of you are scratching your head and saying, what the hell are postcards? But at any rate, that's my take on it. It's so stupid to say, well, because Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, he wants to be a dictator, and he's got his own...
That's what Marshall Reagan says every day on this app.
I can't go out and celebrate. No. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This, too, my fine-feathered Trump haters, friends, this too shall pass.
This is an AA meeting now.
This is a nightmare. You wake up from your nightmare. You'll wake up from this nightmare.
It's a nightmare now? I thought we were going to celebrate.
The nation is...
You're all over the place, Gary. Your opening monologue is not good news.
Which I guess will make him one of the most consequential presidents in our history.
Most consequential. It's so controversial, Gary.
Our freedom, our 250 years of this great experiment.
It's not an experiment, Gary. It's called statehood.
They have to drag us all down along the way. And really, you're not going to go out and enjoy your weekend with your family because of Donald Trump? Really? He has that much control of you? Okay, I've said enough. I'm going to open it up to folks to opine on this issue. This is weighty stuff, folks. This is weighty stuff. So I will call people in the order in which I see them. Today that order begins with Marshall, followed by Alan if he is available. Marshall.
Our country is one of the greatest countries that has existed in 10,000 years of human history. It has lifted more people out of poverty, given the ability to have human freedom and liberty than almost any other experiment on Earth. And that is something we're celebrating.
Everybody's a scientist, always running these experiments.
Imperfections make us doing
Welcome to the 5 o'clock news. You are listening to a brain rot. His name is Marshall Stinkin Rankin. He works for a Hispanic congressional representative in Hidalgo, Texas. He is a ballot harvester and an election fraud criminal.
Because of their flaws that we
He also dropped out of college because he was an alcoholic, never graduated college, and he is a pseudo-historian and a pseudo-intellectual.
We've striven to correct them. Do we live in a utopia? No, we never will. It's never going to happen. But Donald Trump should not be the reason you don't celebrate your country.
I am celebrating because of Donald Trump. What about that?
Two things. Number one, for the people who will not celebrate because of Donald Trump, they are doing exactly what Donald Trump wants.
What?
Which is to let him live in your head rent-free all the time. Dictate your emotions. Let him dictate how you see things.
Donald Trump lives in all these people's heads rent-free.
Abraham Lincoln's famous for
I just got out of a relationship with a woman who on her dating profile said, "My goal is to live in your brain rent-free." No, I charge rent. No one gets to rent space in my head for free. Hello? Hello?
And America 250 is a great thing to celebrate. It is wonderful to celebrate the fact that our country has had this incredible impact on the world, that it has lifted more people out of poverty than almost any other system on earth. And that is something to be proud of. You should be proud of our country, not just because of the good things we've done, but because we've overcome the things that were bad about us. You should be proud of it because it's the place in which you live and because your neighbors are important to you. The American fabric is made up of you and me and everybody else. And that is something worth protecting. It's worth working for. It's worth sacrificing. And for those who would simply use Donald Trump as a reason to hate on the country, you have a right as an American to dislike things. But I will tell you, always being in the negative, always thinking negative about things, never allows you to build and see the positive. Part of the problem with negative campaigning is that it tears and it doesn't build. On this anniversary of our country, we should want to build together. We should want to build a more perfect union and have a fourth breath of freedom. We had a second at the end of the Civil War, a third with the passage of the Civil Rights Act, in my view, and we can have a fourth birth of freedom now. America is not a nation of blood and soil. It is a creedal nation. It is one based on ideas. We, again, aren't perfect, and we never have been. But the fact that we have come so far from what our founders gave us is something to be appreciated, cared for, and loved.
Marshall, can I just say?
Do not interrupt him on!
That you just introduced to the conversation is appreciated by the likes of myself.
So hold on there, buddy, because you probably don't know because you're not a regular here, but we speak one at a time here on the Critical Thinking Forum. But we will get to you.
Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Yeah, so that's all I have to say. We're not a perfect country.
We're not perfect. We're not perfect.
One of the things is
We'll never have a utopia.
are imperfect. And we don't love individuals because they're imperfect. We love them despite and sometimes because of their imperfections.
Hello?
And that's a reason to love our country. Don't let the president or your hatred of the country's bad things
Donald Trump's the greatest thing that's ever happened in this country!
It's Ron Burton, may go now, or is there?
No, I will go on to the order which I see you.
Shut the fuck up, Marshall!
Just a second.
Okay, Alan, are you with us?
Of course, when I'm with you, with this
All right.
hoping, but this gentleman just keep jumping, so I didn't know what to do. I just was sitting here, and I couldn't sign with the letter. I have to sign with this +6, so it's way behind. All I can say is I'm proud. 50 years of these 250 years I've been witnessing. day in and day out. I agree with everything Marshall says. You don't look at the country with one person. First of all, Mr. Trump or any of the president, they are not America. They try to present America, but we know they are human. They make a lot of fault. When Gary was giving the salvo, it took me to way back when I was almost in second or the third grade of high school when we had the 250,000, 2,500,000 years of celebration, civil celebration.
Hello?
I had the same thing.
Hello?
I said,
You got nothing better to do? Hello?
nothing to be.
You got nothing better to do than to watch John Kitover on his YouTube live stream?
People to show.
Hello?
That's what they come up.
Hello?
The same kind of frame of thought still exists. It's just as the other day you were talking about the idiot disagree with the policy of Israel and goes to the synagogue and beat the hell out of innocent 80 years old person.
Hello?
That's how it is. What can you say? Hi, how are you, sir? Go in there, you if you need me, I'll come out here. Anyway, it's, how can I say? But I'm proud. I live in the community. They already started it last Saturday. We had a great fireworks. I could stand up in my backyard and see these flame goes between the trees, and it's a lot better than you see it with no trees, because the spark comes out of this black dark. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable. Explain. I had 50 small, flags of America.
This is the 5 o'clock news. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video.
I saw the celebration. There's a lady, really good lady.
Hello?
And put these,
Hello?
These special hands.
You got nothing better to do?
All colorful.
You watching John Kitover's YouTube live? Hello?
And it is good. It's good. But we celebrate the existence of history. We celebrate the existence of one country as a whole. We don't worry about one person
Hello?
demolish it or whatever. If the brain is pea-sized and they think like that, which we have lots of dumb people living with this smartphone. Believe me, it's a fool. All you have to open your eyes and look at it. If they say things, well, Marshall said it. We have this privilege of freedom. They can say it. There are countries, if you say that, they cut your tongue. They hang you by the trees, no matter where you are. But it is a time celebration. It's a history. And I am glad 50 years I was part of it. Back to you.
Thank you, Alan. And Alan, you're representative of a lot of people who were born elsewhere. And when they seek freedom, they come to the United States. So if things are so bad, why are people still trying to get into the country?
That's my question I've been asking me. They bitch about this, that, and they come in here and they bring all them shit, bag full of shit, and they trying to shove it to my face. I see it in my city. Believe me.
Well, we have good people and bad people trying to come into the country, obviously, but I'm just saying that folks still see the United States as, the country that they want to emigrate to, and
Exactly.
Sometimes they see greater hope here than we do ourselves, I'm afraid. Thank you for that, Alan. We'll go to Scott, followed by Rashad.
All right. Great to see everybody. Trump. Well, look, Trump tarnishes a lot of things, right? I mean, this is the nature of Donald Trump and his presidency. I mean, he's a disruptive figure who is irreverent and I mean, irreverent on a good day. I mean, oftentimes offensive and just sometimes vile, vulgar, lots of things. But you know, I want to say, like, in the back of my head, we did a clubhouse room about this topic, about the topic, "Are you proud to be an American?" based on a Marist poll that came out. This is a brand new poll. And in this poll, a majority of Americans are proud. 65% of Americans say they're either very proud or proud to be an American, with 35% reporting that they are not very proud or not proud at all to be American.
That's the Gallup poll, I believe you're referring to, right?
Yeah, this is the Marist poll. The Gallup numbers are a little different. This is the Marist numbers. Gallup also has done this as well recently, but I'm reading from the Marist polls just because this is the one was fresh in my mind. So, you know, the partisan breakdown is interesting. 93% of Republicans say they're either very proud or proud to be an American, with 45% of Democrats and 61% of independents saying they feel that way. When asked to provide a single word, Gary, at all, or a phrase that captures what best defines what it means to be an American, a plurality of Americans, 36%, offered freedom/liberty. 14% said patriotism or national pride. Now that's interesting, right? Because one is creedal and one is more descriptive. One is an ideal, and one is sort of a sort of more base loyalty. I think that's interesting. Other definitions of American identity, including rights or constitutional rights. Constitution received 8%.
Hello?
And diversity.
You really got nothing better to do?
Only.
You seriously gonna sit here and watch this bald asshole on YouTube live all afternoon? You got nothing better to do? Hello?
Of the country, over 60% on the whole, when not adjusting for partisanship. But when thinking about the principles and ideals on which the country is founded, 47% of Americans nationally say the country has moved away from those ideals. 36% think we've moved somewhat away, while 16% thinks the country still represents these principles. This is pretty interesting. In 1976, when America marked its bicentennial, and we're coming out of the shadow of Watergate, the Roper organization, I don't know what that is, but this is something Marist quotes, asked the same question and found that 46% of Americans thought that America had moved somewhat away from its founding ideals. 30% of the nation had moved far away from them, and 18% said America is still reflecting its founding principles. Now, of course, Democrats are more likely, 53% to 42%, than Republicans, to say that the nation has moved away from the ideals of the founding fathers, while Republicans, 20% to 13%, to Democrats, are more likely to say that the nation still reflects these principles. Younger generations are more likely than older generations to say America aligns with its founding ideals. That's interesting, right? Younger generations, think about that. Younger generations are more likely than older generations to say America aligns with its founding ideals. 21% of Gen Z, 19% of millennials, compared to 14% of Gen X and 13% of baby boomers. 52% of Americans, including 65% of Republicans and 52% of independents, think the nation's best days are ahead of us. 45% of Americans say that they're behind us. Democrats divide 50% saying the nation's best days are behind us, and 48% looking optimistically and saying that best days are ahead. Now, interestingly, more than 8 in 10 Americans say a serious threat to democracy exists. 82% think that there's a serious threat to democracy. This is up from 78% in February. So there we go, Gary. I don't know.
Those are the stats, Gary.
10 Americans, 59%, say when thinking about the nation's 300,000.
Oh, a genocidal nation controls America? Wow.
The future generations would know.
That's an amazing analysis.
Here we go. We've got a dialectic here, I think. People are proud and yet troubled. People have this sense of the significance of America's founding ideals, and yet a significant portion.
This is the 5 o'clock news. Like, share, and subscribe to this video.
people are not altogether confident that our best days are ahead of us. So, what does all that mean, Gary?
I don't know, Gary. I don't know.
All that data.
It's a lot of data, Scott.
Interesting as we head into
That's a lot of
the
data.
anniversary of the country.
So given the fact that there is some optimism, but there's a lot of pessimism as well, and and some of that pessimism may be frustration over the current administration. How does that translate into people actually claiming that they're not going to celebrate this holiday weekend because of Donald Trump?
I don't know,
I
Gary.
think there are people. Look, I'm sure this breaks down on partisan lines, right? I'm sure 93% of Republicans think the country's going great, and they'll be celebrating zealously. I'm guessing the vast majority
Zealot
of
celebrators.
they're not going to celebrate are on the left, and for them, Donald Trump, sort of overshot.
Are we celebrating America? Or are we celebrating Donald Trump? Because I hate Donald Trump. And I hate America too.
That seems to be
It's a systemic racist society.
So I don't know. I will celebrate. I'm not
I don't
a
know.
Donald Trump fan, but I will, I'll wear my red, white, and blue or something, or do something festive, because, I'm in
It's a festive guy.
birthplace of freedom here in Philadelphia. So what can I do, Gary?
The Liberty Bell. Go to the Liberty Bell and kiss it.
Significance.
Kiss
of
the curvature of the Liberty
my
Bell.
By the way, we have more copies, original copies, of the Declaration of Independence than any city. More than Boston. So take it, Beantown. We're more independent and connected to the 1776 founding than you are, Boston. So take it.
What city are you sticking it to?
We go one at a time here. Do not interrupt. You have not been called yet.
Of the original Declaration of Boston.
Thank you for that, Scott. I think
I don't know how many are in New York or New Jersey, but you guys can't hold a candle to that.
So I suggested in one of my responses to this argument that, Gary, don't you get it? There's no reason to celebrate. That if Donald Trump is reading my timeline, he's going to be laughing his ass off. That people
Because you're a comedian, Gary.
he dislikes politically. Because, yes, all of these folks obviously are from the left, are so upset with him that they can't even enjoy their long holiday weekend. Ha ha ha, got you.
Ha ha ha, got you, Gary. Ha ha ha, got you, Gary. Hello? What are you going to do for the 4th of July?
What that man wants more than
You
anything
hate-
else is to live in people's heads rent free.
You didn't do this for free. Get the go again, Marshall.
So the more people say, I'm not going to celebrate.
Projection says what?
So, well, I won't celebrate because he's a terrible president. They're giving Donald Trump what he wants and what he has wanted since he's gotten involved in public life. And if they
Like this video right now, I'm trying to live in your head rent-free.
stick in his eye would be to celebrate the country. Say, you know what? Despite the fact that you're the guy I don't like, I'm going to find something good about our country.
I mean, I can understand them boycotting his own little.
Yeah, no, I get the boycotting of Freedom 250. That makes sense to me, right?
Don't make it about yourself, right? You're not supposed to.
But the argument that you can't find anything to celebrate because he's in, you're giving him exactly what he wants. He wants people to make him the number one issue in their mind for why they will or won't do things. So a real answer to him wanting to be the center of attention would be to not make him the center of attention. No, I'm going to get together with my family and my friends, and we're going to find something good about America to celebrate. Because as much as Donald Trump is Donald Trump, it's more about the country than it is about him.
If, with the president, it's pretty obvious that Barack Obama is probably going to be number one. And
He is probably going to be number one.
And even today, he came up with a new nickname for Obama in a True Social posting.
Oh, Obama would be UMA, right?
Yeah, Obama.
He is an
Do you
Obama.
think that Barack Obama lies awake at night thinking, he's calling me Obama?
No. I think he thinks like George W. Bush did at the end of his presidency, which is they're still talking about Washington 250 years later. I'll be just fine.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'll get you in a second, Rashad. Folks, please, hang on. I'll call you one at a time. I look at, with all the verbal assaulting from this president on that former president, I look at the opening of the Obama Library in Chicago. And whether you like Obama or not, oh my God, was that a fantastic opening ceremony with all those all these great musicians performing and
all the presidents together, right? I really like the fact that all the presidents were there together.
Well, not all of them.
Not unless it's Trump.
Right, and my hometown guy, Stevie Wonder, who, name dropping here, I had opportunity to interview, and it was a thrill to meet the guy, and he still sounds as great as he ever has. Everybody was just absolutely thoroughly enjoying the experience, including the former president and the former first lady. And then, by the way, the next day, when they opened the doors, surprise, surprise, and the first people through the doors were kids.
Surprise, surprise!
I'm sure this was all a photo op setup, but still, here they were being personally greeted at the door, the first 100 people through the door, by Barack and Michelle. And they were obviously delighting in the experience.
They were delighted because they had to get their trans story time hour started. Hello?
To use your terminology, Marshall, and my friends who are just...
This is the 5 o'clock news. You are listening to extreme brainwash sufferers, elite, intellectual, liberal progressives. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video right now.
The president could maybe use Barack Obama as an example. I think it probably irks.
Guys trying to give it espionage and sabotage against America, and he's going to use Obama as his shining example?
I understand people not wanting to celebrate because
We want to celebrate. Los estados de Unidos. Los estados de Unidos?
And I think how
Hello?
the president conducts themselves, how the nation, how the administration conduct themselves are indicative of how people often feel. It's one of the reasons I feel like Obama gets a lot more rep from the people, because when Obama was president, people were proud to be an American. You could argue that maybe Obama, his representation alone was a symbolism of what America was moving toward: diversity, culture. And I think that one of the things that I think the president has tarnished America's image in terms of morality. I think in terms of morality and reliability. I think about how we have a Fox News anchor as our Secretary of Defense. We have a wrestling executive's wife, I think, as the head of the Department of Education. There are many different things, right? I could go on until I'm blue in the face about so many things that in the nation right now, especially in our administration, speak of favoritism. It shows that if you are a yes man to this administration, you can get far. Those things don't really align with morality and how people in our country were brought up in America. So it made sense to me when the gentleman before, Scott, spoke about how older generations do not see, they don't kind of favor where America is now. I can't remember verbatim what he said, but you saw that the now does, the youth do, right? Because you're young, you always get ahead. But older generations weren't raised on that. They weren't raised on, hey, if you're a yes man, you'll get far. If you kiss ass, you'll get far. Hey, let's remove these people because they don't look like us, and let's put these people in place because they look like us, regardless of if they're qualified or not. So, and just into the entire Iran conflict, all of these things are accumulation of favoritism, narcissism, and just things that aren't indicative of how the country was brought up or how it was sold to people. So I can see how, I'm not saying that people won't celebrate. If you are proud to be an American, then do celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Me being in the military, I'm not particularly proud to be an American right now. Do I love my country? Without question. Will I continue to serve these next 5 years until I retire? Without question. But as in right now, no. I'm not, right? I'm still going to go on my day. I'm going to enjoy the time off, me and my wife. But are we celebrating being proud Americans? No. And I think that is what the celebration is about on July 4th. It's about, hey, we're proud to be Americans right now. I think most people are proud to be Americans right now. And that is indicative of how the president has conducted himself in this country. One of the things that Sergeant Major told me, he said, regardless of where you want to say that Trump is the sole connection to America or not, he is the head of the country. Look, if things go awry in a unit, an artillery unit, they don't just look at the commander and say, hey, you can wash your hands of this issue, because even though you're the head of the unit, you had nothing to do with this fraternization over here where enlisted were having sex with subordinates and things like that. No, you are a direct causality of this, because this means you fostered this environment. What we see in America right now is indicative of the president fostering this environment. He's shown that, hey, if you are a yes man, then I will allow you to get far. So it makes sense that we see this in our nation, right? One of the biggest scandals was about CP with children. All of a sudden now, people start noticing there's a lot more people getting arrested for CP. You fostered this environment, so it's not too far from reality that these things will all of a sudden become some of the bigger issues in our country. Teachers sleeping with students and things like that. So that's all I got to say to it. Thank you for the space.
For sure, can I ask you something if you don't mind? Man, I'm going to tell you right now, if you interrupt, you're going to be off the stage again. Please do not interrupt. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Rashad, I thought you made a lot of very excellent comments until you got to the child pornography issue. It may come as a big surprise, but this kind of deviant behavior has been around long before Donald Trump was even born, much less became president. I don't think people who are child predators suddenly feel like, oh, they got the green light to be child predators because Donald Trump is president of the United States. In fact, we know that people who have that proclivity have an illness, and they can't control themselves, and that doesn't excuse it at all, but it is an illness. The recidivism rate is very high because of it. If you're at all a fan of Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator, you will see it's astounding almost that he'll walk in and the person will say, I thought I was talking to you, Chris. He thought he was talking to him, but he showed up for the meet with the child. He thought, who Chris was pretending to be. He showed up for the meet anyway, even knowing that there was a good chance that Chris Hansen would walk in and the cops would be right behind him with the silver bracelets because he can't help himself. And if you listen to some of those interviews, because he sits down with them and talks to them, you will learn that. So I think that's an unfair accusation. Because Donald Trump is president, suddenly we have a rise in child predator issues. I think it's always been a problem. I can look up the statistics to back it up, and if I'm wrong,
if there's suddenly a spike when Trump became president, I will report that I'm inaccurate in my assessment, and then we could discuss the causation at that point. But I'm pretty sure you're going to have a hard time proving or even showing any evidence that because Donald Trump is president, suddenly there's an increase in child predator activity in the country. I'll let you respond.
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I agree. I think there are two sides to this. I think you make a lot of good points. I always kind of agree with things, your synopsis. I think you make a lot of good points. I'm not going to say that you're entirely wrong. You're definitely right in certain aspects. I just think about, how people see things in the moment. I think, Gary, you see the long-term things in terms of it's one president. There'll be another election, and you people like the next president, right? So things will go on. Stop living in a moment where you say, because the administration is doing things, you just decide that America's just this fuck-up country and you can't be proud. I completely understand that, and I agree with that. But I think about how people often think things, even down to soldiers. They always kind of see in the moment, trigger headlines and things like that. And just in the climate we're in right now, with a president who spoke about trying to become a king, who's trying to do things that are indicative of kings, surrounding himself with a council that he's hoping bend the rules because he did them favors. I just can't see. I can see how certain people will say, no, I'm not proud to be an American right now. Now maybe next year they'll be proud to be Americans. Who knows?
I'll just respectfully point out that we are not celebrating Donald Trump. He would like us to. I know. But we're not celebrating Donald Trump. If I put my flag out tomorrow tomorrow's the 3rd of July, but it's a holiday. If I put on my flag for the holiday, it's not saying, make America great again, make America healthy again, all those things that the president says about the Democrats, I agree with. No. In fact, I will not stoop down so low as to wave the American flag as a means of adulation for anyone, especially any politician, any president. That's not why we fly the flag. It's so weird how there's a perception in some communities that if you put the flag out, you're a Republican. If you don't put the flag out, you're a Democrat. And okay, I took a stand, I planted the flag or didn't plant the flag. That's really very parochial thinking, and it doesn't do us any good. So I would just say, look back at where the country was when it was founded. Look at where it is today. Look at where it can be tomorrow, and celebrate that. And forget about Donald Trump if you don't like Donald Trump. If you like Donald Trump, great. Say he's a great president, and I agree with the president that we should be celebrating. That's your prerogative too. But to not celebrate the birth of this nation, 250 years ago, as old as Donald Trump is, he wasn't around then. Thanks for that. Good call. Les, followed by Leroy.
Well, I don't know what me.
Leroy. I said Les, followed by Leroy. Everybody's so excited about discussing this that they're jumping on the mic.
Les. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Les, followed by Leroy.
That's funny.
So I look at what I do despise though, do not like, is when people have this ignorance of history and that things have improved within my lifetime. And I think two of the big things that make this country a much greater country in terms of civil rights was the Voting Rights Act, and starting in 1970, late, but better late than never, blacks got the vote, and then, as we know, politicians became their beggars. They had to appeal to people rather than treat them like dirt. And also, you had the laws about housing, fair housing, and the Trump properties in 1973. They were forced to let black folks have apartments there, and and as you know, that was a very wealthy family with a lot of power, but they had to. So that's something that you didn't see before that, and I don't like it when people just imply that things are the same. And then that's just a personal note too. I've got interracial children, and when I was dating in the 60s, you had there was a lot of menace and everything, and that doesn't happen anymore. So things are somewhat better. I really dislike what Mr. Trump is doing. He's got all this money, but he takes my tax dollars. I went to Washington, D.C., the Justice Department building, and his face is on the side of the Justice Department building. And but I'm guessing that 2 years from now, when he's out of office, that too shall pass. Thank you.
I kind of chuckled a little bit as you were talking about your family, unless, remember the movie, Look Who's Coming to Dinner? It was about, bringing somebody of another race to the dinner table to introduce to mom and dad. Today, as you point out, that's not such a taboo thing. But we could remake that movie. You know what it would be? Look who's coming to dinner. It's a Democratic family, and you brought a MAGA person as your current beau. Or it's a Republican family, you brought a Democrat. That's where the divide is. The divide that we had along the racial lines is dissipating. It hasn't dissipated. It's dissipating. Nobody looks twice when there's an interracial couple any longer. I don't know, maybe in some parts of the country they do. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I happened to glance at a terrific looking couple. It was a black guy and a white gal, and they were as happy as could be, and I was passing by them, and the thought went through my mind, oh my God, can you imagine back in the Jim Crow days, this kid could get lynched for dating a white girl, That's gone. But today, that same kind of divide is along political lines, and I think that speaks exactly, Les, to our topic today. Exactly to it. Thank you, sir. Leroy, followed by William.
So, ever since my ancestors and my people stepped off the plantation or even been on the plantation, one of the things that I know that we have been challenged by is a country that not only kills our body but wants to kill our spirit. Our spirit is so amazing that despite Jim Crow laws and despite black codes and despite all the things that the Confederates and Donald Trump being like a torchlight for a Confederate white nationalist rhetoric, all designed to kill black people's spirit. Now, I'm only speaking about black people. Everybody can speak for themselves. The one thing that I got to say about this country, we as a people have, despite the constant attack on our spirits and our bodies, despite all of that, only in this country can we point to the achievements and the progress that we've made despite the spirit of that still lingers today, especially under the Trump administration. So if I get together with anybody today, it wouldn't be because I could say, first of all, I'm pissed off that we're not a countrymen. Like, we're really not real countrymen. I don't know, maybe we might have been somewhat countrymen during the Kennedy administration. I'm not sure. But there was a lot of upheaval attacking black people's spirit. I refuse to let anybody destroy my spirit, much less the country. And Donald Trump, he has been contributing to the spirit of the country in such a horrible way, right? But I must say this. When I get together with if I'm going to go to my friend's house on the 4th of July, it will probably be not because I'm celebrating America, and not because I'm not pissed off at Donald Trump, it's because I want to be around people who are going to help empower my spirit and say, we're going to keep moving on. We're going to keep celebrating who we are. We're going to turn to the spirit of our gospel's music, the spirit of our culture, the spirit of who we are, the legacy of the people who was trying to inject in us our spirit in a way to keep forging on despite not being left alone. All we want is 100 years of being left the F alone.
Leave us the fuck alone! That's the new policy! Leave us the fuck alone!
Can we imagine a country that has the potential of leaving us same shit as any white person do? Or any other, we really are highly morally upstanding, and we will fight for the morals of this country to stand strong. We do that every single day.
Every day, 10 toes deep in the soul spirit.
With our friends and our family who's about keeping our spirit empowered and saying, don't worry about it.
Quietness of spirit. Speaking of spirit, let's do some spirit work.
Live in the fucking project, right? And still make a name for myself.
He did it.
Can
you imagine?
Close your eyes and get comfortable. It's time to breathe deeply and relax completely. Breathe deeply and relax completely, allowing the quietness of spirit to come in. Feel the blood flowing through your arms and legs, through your body and mind. Relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Take a deeply parted lips, and when your breath is all the way out, contract your stomach muscles and push it even further out and further out. And then repeat this process of breathing deeply, and relaxing completely. Breathing deeply, and feel your body relaxing one part at a time in response to my words. Play the role, play the part at the same time. Moving right on down into your arches, into your heels, and on up into your ankle. Completely relaxed, and and your full attention is on the sound of my voice. As the relaxing sensations move into the fingers of both of your hands, relaxing your hands. And it now moves on up into your forearms, relaxing your forearms, and on up into your upper arms, relaxing your upper arms. And your fingers and hands and forearms and upper arms are now just completely relaxed as the soothing sensations move on down into the base of your spine and then begin to move slowly up your spine, up your spine, up your spine, and into the back of your neck and shoulder muscles. And the back of your neck and shoulder muscles are now loose and limp, loose and limp, just completely relaxed. And the relaxing sensations now. Feel your scalp relaxing and feel the relaxing sensations flow down into your facial muscles, relaxing your facial muscles. Just, and your jaw is relaxed. And your entire body is now relaxed all over in every way. All tension is gone from your body and mind. All tension is gone from your body and mind. And it's time to imagine a bright white light coming down from above and entering your crown chakra of spirituality on the top of your head. Now this is the universal light of life energy. See it, feel it, create mind, filling you to overflowing with this bright white protectory light. And now vividly imagine the light concentrating around your heart area. A bright white God light. And as you continue to listen to the sound of my voice, vividly imagine yourself in a situation in which you were going down, 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 deeper and deeper down as I count backwards from 7 to 1. Number 7, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 6, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 5, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 4, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 3, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 2, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 1. And you're now very, very deep. And you feel deep. But let's go deeper, deeper, deeper. Down, down, down. Number 6. Deep down, down. Number 1.
Wow, we're gonna be messing around.
Immigrants that are worrying about relatives that are in ICE detention centers and Jamaican and our Haitian citizens want to be American citizens who are facing deportation, and so it's a sad time to be an American as well, Gary. Given the fact that it's hard to celebrate when so many are, it's bittersweet. You know, I know it all.
We're not listening.
We room here in a great discussion, given the timing. So.
Wow, we're not messing around.
Viewership on Telemundo is off the charts. And when they do an analysis of that, this is not to take away from the viewership on Fox, which is also off the charts, but when they do an analysis of that 20% of those watching the World Cup on Telemundo do not speak, because when they're calling it on Telemundo, boy, are they calling it. And I find that extremely interesting, David. I thought you would as well.
Well, that's because that announcer is very famous for calling the goals. Yeah. In Spanish language, it's much more spirited as the game's being played. And so I think there's some of that. And I speak because, thanks for bringing that up. That's a great point.
The big viewership is the United States and Mexico. That's great.
Gary, can you hear me?
F great. Yes.
Yes, sir. Long time no speak. I don't know, a couple of months, 3 months. I just want to come on. Hey, another factoid maybe you all talked about. You know, on Juneteenth, during America's match, Marshall scores on his first shot, scores a point. His last name is Freeman. The irony of it all. But anyway, what I want to say, I have to lay down my poetry and my words to Les and to David. I couldn't say it any better or more accurately or more comprehensively than how David and Leroy just put it. But speaking of for me, my family, I just thank God for the people who have tried to, over the centuries, over the decades, who have tried to uphold the ideals and the dreams and the ethics and the principles of this experiment that we call America. That's who I'm in gratitude to. You know, people in my family.
Everybody is scientists. It's all an experiment.
All those things that they articulated, they still
articulation.
At their heart. The words of Dr. King. He said, "We will either live together." It's a choice. We will either elect to live together as brothers and sisters, or perish together as fools. And people have different opinions. My opinion, we have leadership. We have an example of leadership that perhaps would rather the nation perish than try to live together as brothers and sisters. And the last thing I'll say, Gary, I don't know why this is on my heart today, Gary, but I just want to attempt to sing a little bit of an old spiritual song.
riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burdens. Down by the riverside. Ain't gonna study war no more. Said I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I said I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Thank you, Gary.
Well, you know, a lot of people say, since I have a conversion van, that you're likely to find me waiting for you there down by the riverside. Thank you, that's great. Manfinity. We'll try you one more time.
Little bit. Now we can hear you. Yeah.
I was on a phone call earlier, so I apologize. I didn't know the rules of the room, so I am now fully aware that you must wait your turn, and it's one at a time, as you mentioned. But real quick, before I jump into it, okay, just so you know, he's originally from Saginaw. So,
I did not know that, but we've adopted him as ours, so.
Of course. Some of the stuff I remember from Rashad and others that, you know, they're not, at this moment in time, they're not proud to be an American because of our current leadership and all that he's doing. I think it's a shame that they tie their pride to their country, you know, with or without, you know, on a president that they agree with or not. I think that's a sad commentary. It's like, as Marshall and you had mentioned it, there's so much to acknowledge in our history that you can take, you know, you derive appreciation and inspiration from. But I want to say that with the steady drumbeat, you guys are calling for like a kumbaya moment. That can't happen because we live in a moment in time where there's a steady drumbeat about how evil America was and was in terms of the original sin of slavery, and then today our imperialistic motives, we hurt countries all over the world, this, that, and the third. The steady drumbeat of that on all of the perception management systems, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's academia, whether it's media in general. America is not portrayed in this flourishing way that, as you guys described it. It's portrayed as the root of all evil that happens in the world. But it seems like you guys have enough awareness of history where you guys can't be impacted by that. But unfortunately, we have many Americans who are ignorant of the true history, which is good, bad, and ugly. Not just bad, but they're given a steady appetite of what is bad and ugly. So when you say something good, you're trying to, you know, sanitize the good and the bad and the ugly. No, the bad and the ugly exist, but there is also good. And I appreciate that at least Marshall and Gary, I've heard you guys speak. You guys seem to be aware of the fuller context of America's history. And I think only then can you fully appreciate what America represents in the world. And I'll stop there. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you did not give up and came back up to the stage. Appreciate that. And now that you are no longer a critical thinking forum virgin, we expect to hear from you early and often, like voting in Chicago. Folks, that's not just it for today, but for this week, because, of course, going along with the theme of our show today, we will not be here tomorrow for the 4th of July holiday. So everybody have a great weekend. So until 5 o'clock New York time on Monday, for the next edition of the Critical Thinking Forum, everybody,
which can be maintained by using this technique several times a week. Now, if at any time you feel uncomfortable in any way, all you have to do to awaken is to mentally count yourself up from 1 to 5. So you're in control. You can awaken at any time you desire to do so. And you're now relaxed and at ease, and a quietness of spirit permeates your body and mind. And I'm going to begin by providing suggestions that will be communicated to every level of your body and mind. and they'll be accepted on every level of your body and mind. A quietness of spirit now permeates your body and mind in ways. You feel calm, relaxed, and at peace with yourself, the world, and everyone in it. You have the courage and confidence to do what you need to do to resolve your problems. You can resolve your concerns and conflicts with minimal effort. You accept the things you cannot change, and you change the things you can. You accept who you are. You always do your best, which is all anyone can ask. Every day, in every way, you become more peaceful and harmonious. Negativity flows through you without affecting you. As a result of this programming, you develop a new mellow and confident self-image. Quietness of spirit are your key trigger words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. And these suggestions have been communicated to every level of your body and mind, and they've been accepted on every level of your body and mind. And it's now time to visualize yourself having successfully overcome any and all anxiety. Imagine how good it feels to experience an ongoing quietness of spirit. Imagine your reactions and the reactions of those close to you. Vividly fantasize all the changes and benefits derived from living life in this calm state of mind. Create every detail of these visualizations, and in so doing, you communicate your desires to the levels of mind that will assist you in manifesting the positive outcomes. Imagine what you desire as if it were already so. Do this now while I am quiet for a while. And you've just seen your own reality. And you're open to positive suggestions which you'll accept and act upon. A quietness of spirit now permeates your body and mind. You release all tension created by stored-up energy within your nervous system. All nervous energy is released to flow freely through your body and mind to be used in constructive ways. You feel calm, relaxed, and at peace with yourself, the world, and everyone in it. You have the courage and confidence to do what you need to do to resolve your problems. You can resolve your concerns and conflicts with minimal effort. You accept the things you cannot change, and you change the things you can. You accept who you are. You always do your best, which is all anyone can ask. Every day, in every way, you become more peaceful and harmonious. Negativity flows through you without affecting you. As a result of this programming, you develop a new mellow and confident self-image. Quietness of spirit are your key trigger words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. And these suggestions have been communicated to every level of your body and mind, and they've been accepted on every level of your body and mind. And these suggestions have been communicated to every level of your body and mind, and they've been accepted on every level of your body and mind. And it's now time to use a repeat technique to saturate your mind with a message. Together, we'll communicate it to every level of your being. So say the words along with me, silently in your mind. Shout them out silently and hear them echo out across the universe and back to you. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. Quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. My stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind, and my stored up energy is released to flow freely through my system. That's right. A quietness of spirit now permeates your body and mind, and all your stored up energy is released to flow freely through your system. And every day, in every way, you become more peaceful and harmonious. Your new, mellow, and confident self-image is a projection of who you are. It is. You are mellow and self-confident. And I'm now going to give you some key trigger words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. Anytime you feel the slightest bit nervous, simply stop what you're doing, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and say these words quietly to yourself. Quietness of spirit. The words, quietness of spirit, are post-hypnotic conditioned response trigger words to reduce anxiety and intensify your calm and confident demeanor. These key trigger words invoke powerful post-programming mental conditioning that you can draw upon when you need it. When you say the words quietness of spirit, you'll immediately feel a surge of calmness and confidence flow through your body and mind. And every time you hear the suggestion, and every time you use becomes your quietness of spirit programming, it becomes more and more effective. And it's now time to repeat another powerful affirmation along with me. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. When I say the words quietness of spirit, I relax, regain control, and experience a surge of calmness and confidence. That's right. You've programmed this suggestion on every level of your body and mind, and it becomes your reality. And now, once again, it's time to create another visualization in which you perceive yourself having successfully accomplished your goal. Fantasize the desired result of this programming. Create every detail in your mind, your feelings and reactions, the reactions of others, everything. Make it real. Do this now while I'm quiet for a while. And you've just seen your own reality. And upon awakening, you'll remember all that has been communicated. You'll awaken feeling as if you just had a refreshing nap. Your head will be clear, and you'll think and act with calm self-assurance, feeling glad to be alive and at peace with yourself, the world, and everyone in it. So let's come on up now. Count of 5, you'll open your eyes and be wide awake. Number 1, feel the lifeblood returning to your arms and legs, feeling an internal balance and harmony. Number 4, recall the situation in the room. And number 5, wide awake, wide awake. Open your eyes and feel good. Number 5, wide. You're wide awake and fully alert. And I'm going to phrases after me. And throughout your day, recall these phrases and say them over and over to yourself, out loud or softly in your mind. All right, now repeat each phrase after me. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind. I release all tension created by stored up energy within my nervous system. All nervous energy is released to flow freely through my body and mind to be used in constructive ways. I feel calm, relaxed, and at peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I have the courage and confidence to do what I need to do to resolve my problems. I can resolve my concerns and conflicts with minimal effort. I accept the things I cannot change, and I change the things I can. I accept who I am. I always do my best, which is all anyone can ask. Every day, in every way, I become more peaceful and harmonious. Negativity flows through me without affecting me. As a result of this programming, I develop a new mellow and confident self-image. The words, quietness of spirit, are my key trigger words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. I accept all these self-talk suggestions on every level of my body and mind, and so it is. It permeates my body and mind. I release all tension created by stored up energy within my nervous system. All nervous energy is released to flow freely through my body and mind to be used in constructive ways. Solve my problems. I can resolve my concerns and conflicts with minimal effort. I accept the things I cannot change, and I change the things I can. I accept who I am. I always do my best, which is all anyone can ask. Every day, in every way, I become more peaceful and harmonious. Negativity flows through me without affecting me. As a result of this programming, I develop a new mellow and confident self-image. The words quietness of spirit are my key trigger words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. I accept all these self-talk suggestions on every level of my body and mind, and so it is. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind. I release all tension created by stored up energy within my nervous system. All nervous energy is released to flow freely through my body and mind to be used in constructive ways. I feel calm, relaxed, and at peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I have the courage and confidence to do what I need to do to resolve my problems. I change the things I can. I become more peaceful and harmonious. The words quietness of spirit are my key trigger words for post-hypnotic conditioned response. I accept all these self-talk suggestions on every level of my body and mind, and so it is. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind. I release all tension created by stored up energy within my nervous system. All nervous energy is released to flow freely through my body and mind to be used in constructive ways. I feel calm, relaxed, and at peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I have the courage and confidence to do what I need to do to resolve my problems. I can resolve my concerns and conflicts with minimal effort. I accept the things I cannot change, and I change the things I can. I accept who I am. I always do my best, which is all anyone can ask. Every day, in every way, I become more peaceful and harmonious. Negativity flows through me without affecting me. As a result of this programming, I accept all these self-talk suggestions on every level of my body and mind, and so it is. A quietness of spirit now permeates my body and mind. I release all tension created by stored up energy within my nervous system. All nervous energy is released to flow freely through my body and mind to be used in constructive ways.
Let's call her.
I feel calm, relaxed, and at peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I have the courage and confidence to do what I need to do to resolve my problems. All right. The self-talk phrases session is now complete, and in 20 seconds, the sleep programming introduction will begin. Sleep programming is nearly as powerful as hypnosis for programming your mind with life-changing suggestions. All you have to do is listen to the session as you go to sleep. As you relax and drift into first stage sleep, the cycle per second activity of your brain slows down to alpha. The second level of theta precedes deep delta sleep. Alpha and theta are the levels accessed for hypnosis programming. So on the following sleep programming session, I'll use the same induction as on the first session to take you to these levels quickly. Then, as you cross over into natural sleep, you'll continue to hear the suggestions. These affirmations are phrased for maximum acceptance by all levels of your mind. The words fade away at the end of the session, telling you to sleep soundly through the night and to awaken inspired to begin a new day. All right, now make yourself comfortable and prepare to be programmed as you go to sleep. Close your eyes and get comfortable. It's time to breathe deeply and relax completely. Breathe deeply. Feel the blood flowing through your arms and legs, through your body and mind. Release the breath. Hold it as long as you comfortably can. And then let it out slowly through slightly parted lips. And when the breath is all the way out, contract your stomach muscles and push it even further out and further out. And then repeat this process of breathing deeply and relaxing completely. And if any outside thoughts should come into your mind, simply brush them aside and return your concentration to the sound of my voice. And breathing deeply and relaxing completely. Breathing deeply and relaxing completely. use your imagination and feel your body relaxing one part at a time in response to my words. Play the role, play the part, and mentally relay the relaxing suggestions into that part of your body and feel them take effect. Feel your body relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. And the relaxing sensations are now coming into the toes of both of your feet at the same time. Moving right on down into your arches, into your heel, and on up into your ankle. Completely relaxed, completely relaxed. And these soothing sensations are now moving on up your legs to your knees, relaxing all the muscles as it goes. And on up your legs to your thighs and to your hips, just completely relaxing. And your full attention is on the sound of my voice as the relaxing sensations move into the fingers of both of your hands, relaxing your hands. And it now moves on up into your forearms, relaxing your forearms, and on up into your upper arms, relaxing your upper arms. And your fingers and hands and forearms and upper arms are now just completely relaxed as the soothing sensations move on down into the base of your spine and then begin to move slowly up your spine, up your spine, up your spine, and into the back of your neck and shoulder. And the relaxing sensations now move on up the back of your neck and into your feel the relaxing sensations flow down into your facial muscles, relaxing your facial muscles. Just completely relaxing your facial muscle. Allow a little space between your teeth and your jaw is relaxed. And your entire body is now relaxed all over in every way. All tension is gone from your body and mind. All tension is gone from your body and mind. And it's time to imagine a bright white light coming down from above and entering your crown chakra of spirituality on the top of your head. Now this is the universal light of life energy. See it, feel it, create it with the unlimited power of your mind, and feel the light within you, flowing through your body and mind, filling you to overflowing with this bright white protectory light. And now, vividly imagine the light concentrating around your heart area. And visualize it emerging from your heart area to totally surround your body with a protectory aura of bright white God light. And as you continue to listen to the sound of my voice, vividly imagine yourself in a situation in which you are going down, 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 deeper and deeper down as I count backwards from 7 to 1. Number 7, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 6, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 5, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 4, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 3, deeper, 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 down, 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 down. Number 6, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 5, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 4, deeper, 3, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 2, deeper, 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 down, down, down. Number 1. And you're now relaxed and at ease and at peace in a relaxing, altered state of consciousness. And each and every time you alter consciousness, you will go deeper than the time before until you've reached your natural level, which can be maintained by using this technique several times a week. Now, if at any time you feel uncomfortable in any way, all you have to do to awaken is to mentally count yourself up from 1 to 5. So you're in control. You can awaken at any time you desire to do so. And your body is relaxed, relaxed, relaxed. And your mind is relaxed as you cross over into sleep. A peaceful, relaxing sleep. Peaceful, relaxing sleep. And you're at peace with yourself, the world, and everyone in it. As you go to sleep, go
They're just not big. They're very small. That's why bands, that's what they was calling him for.
Those are not the legs of a person that has spent a lot working out, running.
This is sedentary life.
I'm not gonna let y'all do this. Somebody, let me tell y'all something. This is the metaverse. So while the fight crossed over to the real universe, this is what we're doing. He's an amazing metaverse. I got you right.
Most up. But from what I heard today, I had questions. I said, well, I hope if he does come back to the app. Well, I said, first of all, do you think he's coming back to the app? They said he's already been back. Been back twice. I said, well, do you think, he's going to change his appearance? I said, well, do you think, he's going to change his appearance? They said he's already been talking shit. And I hear you when you say
She's on a mission.
You
play like it's volleyball, like we volley. It's just,
Now, I just wanted to know, but I get it. You're not, you on the rock, and you shall not be moved. And I'm not going to try to.
that's right, that's right, that's right, that's right. That's right.
I respect that. That's cool.
It is. And so I'm talking about being like concrete here. Right? Speak for the masses. These terrorists, right? And so I stand
I'm 10 toes deep in the soil.
Why you staying with Ray? He not standing.
I think
She says in the metaverse.
We will know from this day forward that he barks like a big dog and he pisses like a puppy. And that's all. So, it won't be like that. You know what? Y'all ain't shit. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm looking at it as a glass half full too, because I'm looking at the bravery of it all. Like, he was brave to do the shit. Y'all don't take them kind of chances. And it wasn't like it was detrimental. Well, some kind of detrimental to his knee. But not his knee. He still got his life. You know what I mean? Like, just be going way back. And I think that, I see men fight it out. They think that they're doing that. They do.
And it's always the plan, and then they get punched in the face.
I think he wavered a little bit because he, you know, I was getting crazy with the fact that he was running.
And look at that. You can't have legends because there's video and internet proof. I mean, he'll never get away from that.
Liz, that's bad. I don't care what y'all say. There's a video and somebody on there.
I'm sorry, I've been in there all day. I've been trying to catch it. It's been
It's in the chat.
Okay, I'll catch up.
So Brooklyn, he's 43. He might have power.
Wait a minute. Hold up. The thing is, it didn't have to be. He couldn't talk shit.
That's what
He
you
became
get.
something because he's over flapping his gaps.
Alligator mouth with a hummingbird ass. Yes,
He
sir.
calling people out.
Man, you had the week in the motherfucking chat.
Well, he's not the knee.
He started playing because of me. Y'all was dead. Okay.
He was around for that. No. But hold on, Brooklyn. Imagine him in 20 years. He's 63. He has two beautiful grandchildren. They're out back. They're on the little patio, little portico.
What's that?
With some sidewalk chalk, right? You got sidewalk chalk. And then somebody out, you go to Target or Walmart and get that cheap badminton set. That's a little, Grandpa, let's write our names let's write our names here. Mommy got sidewalk chalk. Grandma, he comes limping over. Grandpa, why do you walk like that? Well, about 20 years ago on Clubhouse, I was running my mouth. And, I got my ass beat, and I got ligament damage. What do you mean? He's legit injured. Brooklyn, he's middle-aged.
He had no business. I was telling them this in the room.
Middle-aged.
Well, he's not even really hurt like that because he got back up on his same leg that he claimed.
No, he didn't.
He better be
He didn't get back up.
You know they're very fast.
You can tell.
To do a rematch. It's supposed to be a rematch. You don't wait, Bruce.
You didn't see the part. You didn't see the part when he got up. You felt like that.
I couldn't get you.
And he hit the ground twice. Chances are those grandbabies already felt it.
It's supposed to be a rematch. I can't wait. I don't know. I guess we can.
It's like I said, he had
I cannot wait. I love this. I don't know what's wrong with the child. Why I don't like.
What's wrong? They need to at least set the next one of music.
One nigga just be in the room talking so tough. The tough talk, it wasn't even like the tough talk, it was necessary. Like, we're just talking about regular clubhouse relationships. Yeah. You and your parents, you know, out of nowhere. I can tell you a little pussy boy, you ain't really in the streets like old Mr. T type. I'm like, bro, yeah, I say, yo, we 40 plus, bro. Like, what we doing? What we talking about? We need to go be chilling with, you know what I'm saying? Like, relax, man. This is not you, like, stop it. Oh, there you are. Oh, you a bitch. Right, exactly. I'm a little jelly boy, sweet boy. I already know
I do think he's overly tough. He does shit to me. He told me it's gonna be my ass, blah blah, for changing tires. Disagreement over it. If you get out to change the tire, call AAA. So I mean, I know how we get in, right? But I also think part of the clubhouse experience is being able to disrespect whoever you want to disrespect without possibly getting punched in the face. Somebody might hit you in your motherfucking mouth in real life if you were to hit them in that manner. I think this threatens the clubhouse experience when people are down fun at all.
I definitely think that some of these should prove who the fuck they say they are. I don't care. I'm good. No, I'm saying.
So nothing wrong with a man. There's nothing wrong with a man taking it out.
Wait, I don't like how you can be a telephone gangster and not prove it.
Hold still. The sumo wrestler situation, the guys with the black, he had the tank top and the one guy had shoes on, the other guy didn't have shoes. That's the one you were talking about, Brooklyn? I thought you said Ted's boy won.
No. That's people who lost the next two fights. That's the fact.
Okay. Because I was going to say, this boy right here that Ted was helping lace up, he can't breathe right.
See that?
He can't breathe. Did that one with the asthma attack?
Him can't breathe right now.
So I was that should have sold tickets to this and made some money.
That's what I'm saying, Miss Patty. They need to put Benny Hill music to this and hit it with some concord and lay it back up there.
What you say, Johnny? Go ahead, Johnny.
So I wanted to know, how long do you think this Race CL news cycle will last? Get it, Race CL?
Race CL.
It's less than 24 hours. Y'all think this we'll be talking about this after the holiday on Monday?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
I think it's the last
Why do we have braces on his knees? Like, why do we have protect? And the thing is, he's not, I don't even think he's a bad person. He goes around, one of the things he does, he talks to these kids, helps them build houses. I'm like, bro, stick to that, bro. Stick to the good guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta do this.
I just said, stick to what you know.
Stick to the good shit, bro. Like, leave the other stuff.
Totally agree.
This is definitely over your favorite.
I think if you're a Ray and you've been threatening everybody on the app, you owe it to the app to pull up to someone and do all the shit you've been telling all these men that you would do to them. You just told everybody you gonna punch them in the mouth, you're a jelly booty, or whatever the fuck that is. How you gonna say it over whatever random ass argument that related to that. Because it's never that serious. He asked for that. So at this point, I want to see you do the shit you said you're going to do.
That's what I'm saying, Gemini. That's what I'm saying. And this may be a lesson to him. He might learn from it.
I agree. Like, for a band,
If he don't,
that's all we can
good entertainment.
Theo put in the chat. Theo don't say nothing against nobody. I think he was going to beat me up one day. When I be first lady, Theo has never said anything that would even get anybody close to wanting to fight Theo. Look at Theo said it. I thought he was going to beat me up one time too. Everybody.
That's true.
It's insane.
Well, if he ever get into it with somebody, the first thing they're going to come up with is this video. They're going to
This is only the video for the PTR.
I think certain threats of fisticuffs, right? So it would make sense for him to enter in a debate after, going back and forth with someone in an election.
This guy leads with violence every fucking time. So I think he owes it to go ahead and engage in violence. You gotta do what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, you're starting to convince me a little bit. I see your point.
That's none of that shit. I respect that, right? The boys that be on here talking crazy and talking about they gonna kick somebody out.
Quick question. Does that knockdown count as one knockdown or three knockdowns?
So there's a group debating this right now.
Realize shit about that 4 hits though.
Great job, Ramona.
Baby, I didn't have to take my shoes off for that one.
I'll smoke you, boy.
Oh my God. No, I'm thinking it's a knock. I think it's a knockout. It's a knockout. It's not TK. Got knocked out. Got knocked out the first time. He fell flat on the ground. He tried to get back up, and then he fell back down. That's not a TK. That's a knockout.
Yeah,
It's knockout.
That's a count. That's an accuracy count. That's an accuracy.
Yeah, I thought when you have to stop the fight, that means it's a total knockout.
No, T is technical.
So the technical would be like if we're doing consciousness up. Go ahead, TJ. So if he lost consciousness, that would be a knockout, but because he did not lose consciousness, and
That's a knockout.
yeah.
So me and Sister D are in the same place. I need to see the
MRI?
Yeah, I need to see the MRI. Get leg damage is not.
Now listen, you gotta remember the argument. Y'all never heard from the expert. Why don't you ask the expert if it's a TKO?
So the only legs I've ever seen like that on a good box. I boxed. I broke my knuckle. That's why I'm an expert.
So can I get the arguments from Cat says that a TKO when the fight is stopped because they decide one fighter cannot safely continue.
He wasn't a referee. He's the owner of the gym in his home.
I know that. What I'm saying is due to yeah, when it wasn't even in the ring. Good point. That's not the point. The point is, if somebody would have counted to two, right? And he never mind. Y'all just smart.
You got it.
Because he was
You got it.
multiple times and unable to continue, that's a TKO. KO is, by definition.
It was a big enough fight for 12 hours.
It's still a TKO, man.
It's ridiculous. I mean, first of all, ridiculous. We're just talking in general.
TKO with no T.
Can I? Yeah, and Gemini, that was one of hers in the fight. Didn't you ask the question whether it was TKO? So we just trying to apply this to the little fight that they had.
We'll give them too much room for an excuse.
Yeah, I get it.
Knockout.
Yeah, and you know,
It was a knockout.
Gemini, that was not a knockout. Wait a minute, can I just say this?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, TKO was worse than KO.
Hello.
TKO for sure.
So Gemini, when he got knocked down,
Hello.
it still was the result of the punch when he got knocked down. He tried to get up. And couldn't. What is going on? He did not. It was not a multiple falling down. That was a multiple falling down off the one punch. He got knocked out in the first place. Yeah, he got knocked out. Fuck it, I ain't getting back up. You still shut down from the PlayStation.
So I broke as hello, First Lady, how you doing?
Oh God.
Oh God.
So the question is simple. What's this between the TKO and the KO? I was under the impression, looks like another TKO was like the worst kind of takeout. But I'm hearing that you're saying that the takeout is worse than a KO?
No, a KO is worse than a TKO. If you want a definitive win is a knockout. That's a clean cut. One person won, the other person was knocked unconscious or knocked to the point where they cannot recover before the count and not continue to fight. That's a KO. A TKO, they might get knocked down once, get back up, get knocked down again, get back up. I think it's 3 knockouts in 1 round equals a KO. 3 knockdowns, in 1 round equals a KO. Depends on the rules. Sometimes they do 2 knockdowns in 1 round. It really depends. Pro is always 3 knockdowns in 1 round. And whether you can recover from the third or not, you just continue. Another version of a TKO is if your corner throws in the towel, right? That's not considered a knockout. That's a TKO.
But it can still be bad.
It's a knockout like a technicality, exactly.
But say for instance, you're not putting up a defense. So if your corner sees that it's not, I understand throwing the towel. But that doesn't mean that it is like taking the easy way out. Like it's still like brutal. And so one to me is not better than the other.
But that wasn't that at all. That shit wasn't brutal or none of that shit. It was like that serious of a fight, to be honest with you. But
someone running into punches,
Also, to follow up on what TT said, if the ref stops the fight, let's say your corner throw in the towel, but the ref sees you're not able to intelligently defend yourself against the onslaught of punches that you get hit with, and he stops the fight, that's also a TKO. That's not a KO. Or a TKO.
That shit sounds super professional.
I'm just trying to understand the difference between a TKO and a KO. Not in reference to this fight, I was thinking, but just in general.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, just in general. And if we saw that video, when he got hit and he fell flat on the floor, and he tried to get back up, back down, I consider that to be a knockout. And so because he could
because of his leg.
Okay, he saw stars. I'm just gonna tell you. But I would say at its basis, a TKO is a type of a knockout. It is a type of a knockout.
Y'all are making this shit difficult for about 10 t-shirts. What she needs up.
Man, that's where greed come in at. So I feel like fuck this land. It's more to it. We supposed to be getting along. We supposed to be, I don't know. So we're humans. Like, come on now. We all somebody's child. We all one God's child. So if you believe in God, why would you go try to kill innocent children because of land? Like, what?
Hello?
This shit here, right here, this shit, I could go on all day. They really don't want me in politics. They really don't. Because I'm fucking pissed off. Shit just wasn't so much out of my hands. Like,
I wish I controlled the world.
About land and what. That's how you know the sin is among this earth. The devil is walking among this earth, and look how he's trying to manipulate and use that. That is not of God. I don't care what nobody say. That is not of God. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
The PDF file I was talking about, the 94-page report, and a video as well. It's actually a UN video too. It's on their channel, which basically summarizes the 94-page report. It's interesting because it's talking about how Israel deliberately targets children, which entails a genocide because 30% of the targeting inside deliberately, you're basically targeting the future of a certain race. So it definitely entails a genocide. And the history, it goes really to even before 1948 when Israel was established. The thing is, this ideology that they're with today is a neo ideology, which is like a Zion, the name Zionism. So that's what they're using. They're using in Zionism, the idea is that there should be a land just for the Jews and only for the Jews, and they believe that that particular.
करना तो क्या करना, बात शुरू भी करनी तो कहां से करना। सो आंखें नीचे किए हुए वैश्या के पलंग के एक कोने पर बैठे हुए वैश्या की घबराई। आदमी उसने बहुत देखे थे कि इस बेचारे को क्या हुआ, हिलाया डुलाया कि जिंदा है कि गया। पूछा कि भी कुछ तो बोलो, मगर वो बोले ही ना। पक्के गुजराती भाई थे, बोले ही ना। वो तो आंख ऊपर ना उठाए, पर स्त्री को तो देखना भी पाप है। अरे तो साफ कह देते कि भाई मुझे आना नहीं था, जबरदस्ती ये लोग ले आए, इतनी ही तो कहनी थी बात। मगर इसके लिए भी मुंह ना खोले, गला सूख गया, आवाज ना निकले, गिग्गी बन गई। स्त्री भी बैठ कर रोने लगी। उसने कहा करना क्या। उसको भी बड़ा दुख होने लगा कि इस बेचारे को क्या हुआ है, कैसे तुम्हारी सेवा करूं, कैसे तुम्हें प्रसन्न करूं। और वो पसीना पसीना हुए जा रहे हैं। स्त्री टॉवल से उनका पसीना पोंछ रही। घंटे भर बाद जब वो बाहर निकले और मित्रों के साथ बाहर अपने जहाज की तरफ चले, तो मित्र बताने लगे जो जो घटना घटी। इनसे पूछा क्या घटा, ये क्या बताएं बेचारे की क्या घटा। छिपाए ही रखे बात को। ये तो आत्मकथा में बाद में उन्होंने लिखा वर्षों बाद कि कुछ नहीं घटा, घट सकते नहीं था। तो आंखें झुकाए बैठ रहा। उस स्त्री को इतनी दया आई कि जो पैसे दिए थे वो भी उसने इनको कहा भैया तुम अपने पैसे भी वापस ले जाओ, पैसों का दुख हो रहा हो तो ये पैसे ले लो, और कुछ जरूरत हो तो बोलो। उसको इतनी दया आई कि ये बेचारा किस तरह का आदमी है। स्त्रियों का जो सदा सदा से ढंग रहा व्यवहार का, विद्रोह का, प्रतिशोध का, वही गांधी ने उपयोग किया। नाम उसको प्यारे दे दिए, अहिंसा सत्याग्रह। अगर पुरुष को क्रोध आता है तो स्त्री को पीटेगा, अगर स्त्री को क्रोध आता है तो खुद को पीटती। ये सत्याग्रह हो गया, खुद को पीटना। अगर पुरुष को क्रोध आ जाए तो स्त्री का सिर फोड़ देता है। स्त्री को क्रोध आ जाए अपने बाल नोचती, अपना सिर दीवार से पीटती। वो भेद है दोनों के अभिव्यक्ति में, मगर बात वही है, दोनों क्रुद्ध थे। पुरुष को क्रोध आ जाए तो गालियां बकेगा, स्त्री को क्रोध आ जाए तो रोएगी, मगर उसके रोने में गालियां ही है। वो उसका ढंग है गालियां देने का। स्त्री का तो मेरे मन में बहुत सम्मान है, पुरुष का भी मेरे मन में बहुत सम्मान है, लेकिन पति का मेरे मन में कोई सम्मान नहीं है, और न पत्नी का मेरे मन में कोई सम्मान है। मैं एक दुनिया चाहता हूं जहां पुरुष हो, स्त्रियां हो, प्रेमी हो, प्रेमिकाएं हो, जीवन भर भी साथ रहने का जिनका मेल बनता हो वो जीवन भर साथ रहे, और अनेक अनेक जन्मों तक जिनका मेल बनता हो अनेक अनेक जन्मों तक साथ रहे। उसमें मुझे ऐतराज नहीं, मगर रहें सिर्फ प्रेम के कारण साथ, कोई कानून की वजह से नहीं, कोई जबरदस्ती के कारण नहीं, किसी सामाजिक बंधन के कारण नहीं, किसी आरोपण के कारण नहीं। क्योंकि जहां आरोपण होगा, जहां बंधन होगा, वहां प्रेम नष्ट होने लगता है, वहां प्रेम की जगह क्रोध आ जाता है। इसलिए सुशीला, तुझे ठीक लगा कि जब भी मैं स्त्रियों की बात करता हूं तो सम्मान और सराहना। पुरुषों से भी ज्यादा सम्मान मेरे मन में स्त्रियों का है, क्योंकि उनका अपमान इतना हुआ है।
उस अपमान की पूर्ति होनी चाहिए। और पुरुषों ने ही अपमान किया है। सदियों से अपमान किया है। मनु से लेकर आज तक अपमान ही अपमान, जहरी जहर स्त्री को पिलाया गया है। और उसको इस तरह से जहर पिलाया गया है कि जो अपमानजनक बातें पुरुषों ने उसे सिखा दी है, वो खुद भी उनको दोहराती। भूल ही गई वो कि ये बातें अपमानजनक है, उसे नहीं दोहरानी चाहिए। ये शास्त्र अपमानजनक है। उन्हीं महात्माओं को सुनने जाती। असल में महात्माओं के पास भीड़ ही स्त्रियों की होती, पुरुषों को कोई रस ही नहीं महात्माओं में। पुरुषों को और हजार कामों में रस है। महात्माओं के पास अगर उन्हें जाना पड़ता तो सिर्फ स्त्री की वजह से जाना पड़ता, या तो अपनी स्त्री की वजह से जाना पड़ता है कि वो ज्यादा उपद्रव मचाएगी। एक मामले में वो पुरुष को दबा सकती कि वो ज्यादा धार्मिक है, तुम कम धार्मिक हो। वो ज्यादा मंदिर जाती है, ज्यादा शास्त्र पढ़ती है, ज्यादा साधु सत्संग करती है, तुम नहीं करते। तुम्हें अपने ताश खेलने से, शतरंज बिछाने से, क्लब घर जाने से फुर्सत नहीं। तुम अपना जीवन व्यर्थ गंवा रहे हो। ये एक मौका है स्त्री को जहां वो पुरुष को चारों खाने चित्त करती। तो या तो वो अपनी स्त्री के डर के कारण महात्मा जी को सुनने जाता, सुनकर उसे कुछ जचता नहीं, कुछ बात भरती नहीं, मगर बैठा रहता है स्त्री के डर से। और या फिर दूसरी स्त्रियों के कारण पहुंचता है कि किसी को रट्टे मार लेगा, भीड़-भाड़ में किसी का पल्लू ही खींच लेगा, किसी को चुटकी ही काट देगा, कचौटी ही भर लेगा, कुछ ना कुछ कर लेगा। जो मौका मिल जाएगा, जितना 100 अवसर हाथ आ जाएगा, और जितना 100 अवसर धर्म सभा में आएगा, उतना और कहां आएगा। मगर महात्मा वगैरह से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है पुरुषों को। और ये महात्मा स्त्रियों को गाली देने के सिवा कोई काम करते नहीं। ये उनको नरक का द्वार बताते, और स्त्रियां ही सिर हिलाती। वो कहती हैं बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे। घर में लड़का पैदा होता है तो बाजे बजते, और लड़की पैदा होती तो उदासी छा जाती। क्या पागलपन। और पुरुष अगर बाजे बजाए लड़के के पैदा होने पर तो ठीक है। स्त्रियां भी, लड़का पैदा होता है तो प्रसन्न होती, गीत गाती, और लड़की पैदा हो जाए तो स्त्रियां ही मातम मनाती। स्त्रियों को यह भी ख्याल नहीं रहता, भूल ही गई। इतनी सदियों तक उनके संस्कारों को खराब किया गया है कि वो खुद ही स्त्रियों के विपरीत, खुद ही स्त्रियों की दुश्मन हो गई। लड़के के साथ स्त्रियां और तरह का व्यवहार करती, लड़की के साथ और तरह का। खुद स्त्रियां, कम से कम उन्हें तो लड़की के साथ सद्व्यवहार करना चाहिए। अगर लड़का कुछ गड़बड़ करेगा तो कहेंगे लड़के लड़के। लड़की माफ नहीं की जा सकती। लड़की के पीछे तो माताएं बिल्कुल हाथ धो के पड़ी रहती। लड़कों को सब छूट है। सदियों सदियों में जो अन्याय हुआ है, उसकी परिपूर्ति के लिए मैं स्त्रियों को ज्यादा सम्मान करता हूं पुरुषों की बजाय। वे सम्मान की अधिकारिणी हो गई हैं। अब उन्होंने बहुत अपमान सह लिया। उन्हें उसी मात्रा में सम्मान ज्यादा मिलना चाहिए ताकि एक तरह की समता आज नहीं कल पैदा हो सके। अंततः तो दोनों समान हैं। लेकिन पत्नी होने की बात ही गलत है। पत्नी होने का अर्थ है कि तुमने गुलामी स्वीकार कर ली। पति होने की बात गलत है। मैं जब विश्वविद्यालय से नया नया बाहर आया, स्वभावतः बहुत से पिता उत्सुक थे कि उनकी लड़कियों का विवाह मुझसे हो जाए। उनको आशा भी थी कि विश्वविद्यालय में सर्वप्रथम आया हूं तो भविष्य भी मेरा उज्जवल होने क्या पता था कि मेरा भविष्य बिल्कुल अंधकार में। एक डॉक्टर अपनी लड़की को लेके आ गए। कहने लगे कि आप मेरी लड़की तो देख लो, उससे बात तो करो लो। लड़की सुंदर थी। मैंने कहा लड़की सुंदर है और मेरे साथ रहना चाहे तो मुझे कोई एतराज नहीं। उन्होंने कहा आपका मतलब? का मेरा मतलब ये कि मेरे साथ कोई भी रहना चाहे तो मुझे कोई एतराज नहीं। जो सेवा मुझसे बन सकी करूंगा और जो सेवा इससे बन सकेगी ये करेगी। और उनका विवाह वगैरह करिए। आप मजाक कर रहे हैं? तो मजाक नहीं कर रहा। मैं किसी स्त्री का इतना अपमान नहीं कर सकता कि उसको पत्नी बनाऊं, और मैं किसी स्त्री का इतना अपमान नहीं कर सकता कि उसका पति बनूं। पति का अर्थ ही होता है स्वामी। मगर हमारी आदतें खराब हो गई। हम मुल्क के प्रेसिडेंट को राष्ट्रपति कहते। खराब आदतें ऐसी हैं कि शर्म भी नहीं आती हमें राष्ट्रपति कहते हुए। जरा यूं सोचो कि एक महिला हो जाए मुल्क की प्रेसिडेंट, उसको राष्ट्रपति कहोगे? तब तक अखेगी बात। वो महिला भी राजी नहीं होगी। वो कहेगा इसका क्या मतलब राष्ट्रपति? इसका मतलब तो वेश्या से भी गैर बीते होगा। वेश्या भी नगर वधु होती, सिर्फ एक गांव की वधु। राष्ट्र भर की 70 करोड़ की पत्नी कभी नहीं। मगर ये भोंदू जो राष्ट्रपति बन के बैठते हैं, ये नहीं कहते कि राष्ट्रपति हम नहीं बनते। राष्ट्रपति शब्द अशोभन है। 70 करोड़ लोगों में 35 करोड़ तो स्त्रियां, 35 करोड़ स्त्रियों के प्रति और 35 करोड़ पुरुषों के प्रति। ये तो हद हो गई। मगर हम पति सब बिल्कुल सोचते नहीं, विचार में नहीं लाते। वो हमें स्वीकार है। अर्थ भी भूल गए हम उसका। उसका अर्थ ही स्वामी होता है। लैंडलॉर्ड को भूमिपति कहते हो कि नहीं? राजा को भूपति कहते हो कि नहीं? पति यानी स्वामी, मालिक, और स्त्री यानी संपत्ति, पत्नी यानी संपत्ति। हमारे पास शब्द है स्त्री संपत्ति। बाप जब बेटी का विवाह करता है तो कन्या दान करता है। कन्या न हुई, कोई चीज वस्तु हुई, दान करती। पुत्र दान नहीं करता, कन्या दान। ये बेहूदे शब्द। तो मैंने उनसे कहा कि मुझे कोई ऐतराज नहीं है, ये साथ रहने को सुख हो। तो जिस जगह मैं रह रहा हूं काफी जगह है, ये भी रह सकती है। आपको रहना हो आप भी रह सकते हैं। उन्होंने कहा तुम बातें कैसी करते हो बहकी बहकी? बहकी बहकी बातें नहीं कर रहा हूं, मगर मैं किसी का अपमान नहीं कर सकता। आप सोच विचार लें दोनों। अगर सोच विचार के तय करें तो लौट आना, नहीं तो कोई। मेरा आग्रह नहीं। ऐसे न मालूम कितने लोगों ने मुझसे कहा, उनसे सबसे मैंने यही कहा, यही बहकी बहकी बात है। फिर वो दोबारा आए ही नहीं। धीरे धीरे उन्होंने आशा ही छोड़ दी कि आदमी आशा रखने नहीं। मैं किसी स्त्री को पत्नी के रूप में सम्मान नहीं दे सकता। न किसी पुरुष को पति के रूप में सम्मान दे सकता हूं। इसलिए सुशीला, तुझे लगता होगा ये क्या बात है कि मैं पत्नियों का सम्मान करता हूं और पत्नियों की जितनी मजाक उड़ा सकता हूं उड़ाता हूं, मगर उसके पीछे कारण है। मैं मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन से पूछ रहा था, आप अपने दफ्तर में केवल विवाहितों को ही क्यों लेते? तो मुल्ला ने कहा, क्योंकि विवाहितों को कितना भी डांटो वे सह लेते, उन्हें डांट खाने की आदत रहती, कुंवारे अनुभव शून्य रहते। एक दिन चंदूलाल की पत्नी चंदूलाल से कहने लगी, आखिर तुम ये कैसे कह रहे हो कि 13 अंक तुम्हारे लिए अशुभ? चंदूलाल ने कहा, अब झगड़ा न खड़ा करो तो अच्छा, अब सुबह सुबह झगड़ा खड़ा न करो तो अच्छा। शुद्ध सवाल तुमसे पूछ रही हूं, इसमें झगड़ा कहां है कि तुम 13 के अंक को अपने लिए अशुभ क्यों मानते हो? चंदूलाल ने कहा कि नहीं मानती तो सुनो, क्योंकि आज से 13 वर्ष पूर्व 13 तारीख को ही मेरा तुमसे विवाह हुआ था। विवाह से बड़ी कोई अशुभ घटना नहीं, इसलिए तो सभी सगे संबंधी मित्र परिचित शुभ कामना करने आते कि भैया जा तो रहे हो, ईश्वर तुम्हारी रक्षा करे। अब तुम मानती नहीं हो तो जैसी मर्जी। कहते ना, जो दुख में सुख में काम आए सो मित्र, और खासकर तो जो दुख में काम आए सो मित्र। इसलिए विवाह के समय सब मित्र आते। मुल्ला नसरुद्दीन का विवाह हो रहा था, उसके एक दिन पहले चंदूलाल रास्ते पे मिल गया, एकदम गले लगा लिया, नसरुद्दीन का चुंबन ले लिया और कहा, नसरुद्दीन, आज का दिन तुम्हारे जीवन में बड़े सौभाग्य का दिन है। नसरुद्दीन ने कहा, लेकिन मेरा विवाह आज नहीं हो रहा, कल हो रहा। चंदूलाल ने कहा, इसलिए तो कह रहा हूं कि बस आज आखिरी दिन समझो, फिर कल से तो उपद्रव ही उपद्रव है। तो आज मैं तुम्हें धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आज आखिरी दिन है, मना लो, खुशी आओ, नाश्ता करवा दूं, शराब पिलवा दूं, सिनेमा दिखला दूं, जो भी कहो आज करने को तैयार।
Hey Priya, it's John. Hope you're having a lovely evening and sunset. Looking forward to tomorrow's dinner date on the patio at Big Star. I know we haven't spoken on the phone, but just saying hello and looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. Hope you're having a great evening. Bye.
कल के बाद तो तुम अपने मालिक भी न रह जाओगे। क्या खाओ, क्या पियो, कहाँ उठो, कहाँ बैठो, इस सब का इंतजाम तुम्हारी पत्नी करेगी। इसलिए कहता हूं कि आज का दिन तुम्हारे जीवन में तुम्हें क्या हो गया है कि सदा चुड़ैल की तरह पेश आती। गुलजान ने कहा, नासमुए, तुझमें इतनी भी अक्ल नहीं कि कुछ समझ सको। उस वक्त क्या इतने लोगों के सामने तुमसे विवाद करती? वो दुष्ट मुल्ला कह रहा था कि प्रेम करेगी, सेवा करेगी, पति का सदा सम्मान करेगी, तो उस वक्त क्या नहीं करती? कहती थी कि नहीं, इतने आदमियों के सामने विवाद खड़ा करती। अब एकांत में तो जो सत्य है वही प्रकट होगा। वहां भीड़ भाड़ में तो मैंने सब बातों में हाँ भर दिया था। एक दुबला पतला आदमी एक मोटी स्त्री के साथ विवाह कर रहा था। जब पंडित ने पूछा, क्या तुम ईश्वर को साक्षी रख के ये कहते हो कि इस स्त्री को ग्रहण करते हो। उसने कहा मैं कोई ग्रहण नहीं करता, मैं ग्रहण किया जा रहा हूं, मैं भाग नहीं सकता। बस इतना ही समझो। एक युवक से उसकी प्रेयसी के बाप ने पूछा कि क्या तुम मेरी लड़की से विवाह करोगे? उस युवक ने कहा कि क्या मुझे अभी भी चुनाव करने का अधिकार है? मुझे विकल्प है? क्या मैं स्वतंत्र हूं कि तय कर सकूं कि करूं या ना करूं? स्वतंत्रता बहुत पहले खोनी शुरू हो जाती। एक दूसरे पर पास पड़ना शुरू हो जाता है। तुम्हें पता है पशु शब्द किस चीज से बनता है? पास से बनता है। पशु का अर्थ होता है बंधा हुआ, पास में पड़ा हुआ। जंगली जानवर को पशु नहीं कहना चाहिए। जानवर कहो ठीक, पशु कहना ठीक नहीं है भाषा के लिहाज से, क्योंकि वो बंधा हुआ नहीं है। वहां तुम्हारे घर में जो भैंस बंधी है वो पशु है, लेकिन जंगली जो भैंसा है वो पशु नहीं। लेकिन पत्नी और पति को क्या कहोगे? पशु। इनको जानवर भी नहीं कह सकते। जान वगैरह तो कब की निकल चुकी, अब क्या जानवर कहोगे? अब तो पशु बचे, एक दूसरे की गर्दन में पास डाले, एक दूसरे को कसे हुए, एक दूसरे से जुटे हुए। इसलिए इनकी में मजाक उड़ाते। चंदूलाल को एक दिन उदास देखकर नसरुद्दीन ने पूछा कि क्या बात है भाई, यह रोनी सूरत क्यों बना रखी? चंदूलाल बिल्कुल रो देने वाले अंदाज में बोला, क्या बताऊं दोस्त, मेरी पत्नी ने मेरा सब कुछ ले लिया और मुझे तलाक दे दी। नसरुद्दीन बोला, अरे किस्मत वाले चंदूलाल, अरे मेरी बीवी ने तो मेरा सब कुछ भी ले लिया और मुझे तलाक भी नहीं दी। मैं 6 बार उसके यहाँ हो आया, वह हरामजादा एक भी बार मेरे यहाँ नहीं आया। मैं क्यों जाऊं? मैं भी नहीं जाता हूँ। और उदाहरण के लिए मुझे कोई ऐतराज नहीं, वे मुझे आपके प्रवचनों में कीर्तन, ध्यान, शिविर और पूना तक के कार्यक्रमों में साथ भी लाते। मैंने आपका संन्यास अभी तक नहीं लिया है, फिर भी वे लेने को मजबूर नहीं करते। मगर मेरी शिकायत सिर्फ इतनी ही है कि वे न सिनेमा देखने जाते हैं, न साथ घूमने निकलते हैं, घर में ही चुपचाप बैठे रहते और खुले आकाश को ताकते रहते। बातचीत में कोई उत्सुकता नहीं रखते। ज्यादा समय आपकी बातों में ही पड़े रहने का क्या मतलब? मैं भी उनकी पत्नी हूँ, जरा मेरी भी सुने। शांताबेन ने पूछा है। शांताबेन पत्नी है स्वामी चंद्रकांत भारती की। चंद्रकांत भारती का पहला प्रश्न था, भूल मत जाना। उन्होंने कहा था, आप मेरी सुहागरातों के मालिक, मुझे कभी वैधव्य का दुख देना ही नहीं, बस इतनी ही चाहे जियो हजारों साल। अभी पत्नी उनको घर जाकर ठीक करेगी। ये शांता बहन किसी भी क्षण अशांता बहन हो सकती। ये कहेगी, तुमको शर्म नहीं आई कहते? क्या आप मेरी सुहागरातों के मालिक हैं, तो फिर मैं कौन हूं? शांताबेन का प्रश्न देखा, एक एक शब्द सोचने जैसा है। कहा है कि मेरे पति आपके सन्यासी, मुझे कोई ऐतराज नहीं। ऐतराज है नहीं तो ये बात भी लिखने की कोई जरूरत न थी। अक्सर हम जो कहते हैं वो उससे उल्टा होता है जो असलियत होती। मैं मैट्रिक का विद्यार्थी था और एक नए शिक्षक श्री निगम अध्यापक होकर आए विज्ञान के। देखने में बिल्कुल डरपोक दब्बू मालूम पड़ते थे, मगर आते से उन्होंने रोब बांधने की कोशिश की। ये पता था कि वो मेरी जो कक्षा है वो उपद्रवियों की। उन्होंने सोचा कि पहले ही और अध्यापकों ने उनको सुझाया होगा कि पहले दिन बांध लेना रोब, अगर पहले दिन ही नहीं बांध पाए तो फिर बांधना मुश्किल है। उन्होंने आके बहुत ही शोरगुल मचाया, बड़े जोर जोर से चीखे चिल्लाए और कहा कि मैं किसी से डरता नहीं, मैं तुम में से किसी से नहीं डरता हूं। अरे तुमसे क्या डरूंगा, मैं भूत प्रेत से नहीं डरता। कि भूत प्रेत पढ़ाने के, और हमने आपसे कहा नहीं कि आप हमसे डरो, आप ही बातें क्यों कर रहे हैं कि मैं आपसे डरते नहीं, आप जरूर डरते। उन्होंने कहा मैं नहीं डरता। विद्यार्थी साथी जो थे उन्होंने देखा कि ये तो डरने लगे, तो सारे लड़कों ने मेरा साथ दिया, सब चिल्लाए कि आप डरते। तो इतने घबराए हैं कि गश्त खा के गिर पड़े। वो पहले दिन ही उनका मामला खत्म हो गया। हमको उनकी हवा करनी पड़ी, पानी के सारे एकदम खड़े होकर कहने लगे कि आप डरते। तो उन्होंने सिर आसमान को उठा लिए। पूरे स्कूल में खबर होगी, सारे स्कूल से लोग भागे आए, शिक्षक भागे आए, चपरासी भागे आए, हेडमास्टर भागे आए। पूछा कि मामला क्या? मामला कुछ नहीं, इन्होंने शुरू की। हम तो कोई बात ही नहीं कर रहे, हम लोग सब चुपचाप बैठे थे। हम चलो देख रहे थे कि आदमी किस तरह के हैं, किस ढंग से इनसे व्यवहार करना। दोबारा जब बेहोश हो फंसू कर ला के दिखलाना। भगवान के अखाड़े में दंड बैठक लगाते थे। तो उससे मैंने कहा ये तो एक खोपड़ी मुझे दे दे। खोपड़ी का क्या करो? मैंने कहा ये मास आ गए, वो कहते भूत प्रेत से नहीं डरते, उनको भूत प्रेत दिखलाना। उसने कहा दे देंगे। जाके हमने कब्र खोद ली और एक मुर्दे की खोपड़ी निकाल लाए, साफ सुथरी करके। वो जिस मकान में रहना उन्होंने शुरू किया था, बड़ा मकान था, छोटा गांव, 5 रुपए महीने पे बड़ा मकान मिल जाए। मैं उसके ऊपर चढ़ गया, खपड़ा एक सरका के खोपड़ी के ऊपर एक छेद कर लिया, तो उसमें रस्सी बांध के खोपड़ी वहां से लटकाई। और 4-6 लड़कों को आसपास छिपा रखा था। उन्होंने जोर से खींच खींच आवाज, जैसे कि भूत प्रेत हंसते। वो अपने बिस्तर पर पड़े थे, उनकी आंखें खुली, खोपड़ी उतरती देखी उन्होंने और खी खी की आवाज सुनी। बस उनकी घिघी बन गई एकदम। जो हु तभी से तो मुझे हु का ध्यान समझ में आया। वो उन्हीं निगम मास्टर से मैंने सीखा। वो तो चले गए, स्कूल छोड़ दिया, मगर ये ध्यान की विधि दे गए। जो उनको हु की जिद बंधी, खोपड़ी भी हमने खींच ली, उनका खप्पड़ भी जमा दिया, हम भाग भी गए। मोहल्ले के लोगों ने दरवाजा खोलिया, हम वापस भी पहुंच गए। दरवाजे देखा, मगर वो बात तो पूरे गांव में फैल गई। और जब दूसरे दिन वो स्कूल में पहुंचे तो उनकी टेबल पर खोपड़ी रखी थी और वो खोपड़ी के माथे पे लिखा था हु। बस उन्होंने इस्तीफा दे दिया। जहां जाता था वहीं पूछता था कि भाई निगम मास्टर करके कोई आदमी यहाँ शिक्षक तो नहीं है केमिस्ट्री की? क्योंकि उनको एक दफा मुलाकात करनी हो, धन्यवाद देना है कि उन्होंने जो हु की थी, क्या गजब की हु की थी। मुझ पे ऐसा प्रभाव छोड़ गई कि मैं लाखों लोगों को हु करवा रहा हूँ। हु करने से भूत प्रेत भाग जाते हैं। तू कहती है शांता बहन मुझे कोई ऐतराज नहीं। ऐतराज है भाई, सख्त ऐतराज। मगर मैं तेरे पति को जानता हूँ, तू ऐतराज भी करे तो वो कुछ मानने वाले नहीं, वो भी एक सिद्ध पुरुष। ऐतराज करने में कोई सार भी नहीं, ऐतराज करके झंझट ही खड़ी होगी। इसलिए तू ऐतराज नहीं कर रही, मगर ऐतराज है। और फिर इतने आदमियों के सामने क्या कहना। ऐतराज वगैरह प्राइवेट बातें एकांत में की जाती है। तो कहती हुए मुझे आपके प्रवचनों, कीर्तन, ध्यान शिविर और पुनः तक के कार्यक्रमों में साथ भी लाना पड़ता होगा, क्योंकि कई पत्नियां कहती हैं कि साथ लेके चलो, क्योंकि वहां इतनी स्त्रियां हैं क्या पता, और वहां सब स्वतंत्रता है, वहां कोई रोक टोक नहीं। वहां तुम पता नहीं किसके गले में हाथ डाल लो, किसका हाथ हाथ में ले लो, मैं नजर रखूंगी। तो कहती कि लाते हैं, मगर बात और है, लाना पड़ता है। और तू कहती मैंने आपका संन्यास अभी तक नहीं लिया है। अगर तू यहाँ आती होती और सच में सुनती होती, ध्यान शिविर में भागीदार होती तो संन्यास लेने से कैसी बच सकती थी। यहाँ आए और बिना भीगे चली जाए। नहीं, मगर यहाँ तू नजर रखती होगी चंद्रकांत पर कि क्या कर रहे हैं, कहाँ देख रहे हैं, किसी को धक्का वगैरह तो नहीं मार रहे, किसी से दोस्ती वगैरह तो नहीं बना रहे, किसी से आंखों में बातचीत तो नहीं हो रही। तुझे दूसरे काम में लगे रहना पड़ता होगा यहाँ। और तो कहती है कि मगर मेरी शिकायत सिर्फ इतनी ही है। अभी कोई छोटी शिकायत है तुझे कह रही कि इतनी ही, ये बड़ी से बड़ी शिकायत है कि वे न सिनेमा देखने जाते। अब जो ध्यान करेगा वो सिनेमा देखने क्यों जाएगा, किस लिए जाएगा। सिनेमा वगैरह देखने तो दुखी लोग जाते हैं, जिनके जीवन में कुछ नहीं, थोथापन भरा है। वो घंटे 2 घंटे को जाके अपने को बुला लेते हैं। पर्दे तो धूप छाया का खेल, आंखें अलग खराब होती। मैं तो कोई 30 साल से गया नहीं, तो मुझे पता नहीं हालात क्या है। बड़ी ताजगीदायी फिल्म। उनका मतलब, मैंने कहा कि नींद भी गहरी आई और तबीयत बिल्कुल ताजी हो गई, और अब दोबारा नहीं आऊंगा, क्योंकि ये नींद तो मैं घर ही ले सकता हूँ। ये यहाँ आके और नमाज, कितने लोग जिन कुर्सियों पर बैठते हैं, कोई टीबी का बीमार, कोई कैंसर का बीमार, कोई खकार रहा है, कोई खांस रहा है, कोई थूक रहा है, कोई बीड़ी पी रहा है। एक एक तरह छटे हुए नालायक जहाँ इकट्ठे होते हैं, और जहाँ की हवा एकदम गंदे धुएं से भरी है, क्योंकि लोग बीड़ी पी रहे, सिगरेट पी रहे, पान की पिचकारियां दीवारों पर पड़ी हुई हैं। इस दृश्य को दोबारा नहीं देखना। देख लिया एक दफा, जी भर गए, अब इस नरक में दोबारा नहीं आना। नरक, आप कैसी बातें करते, लोग वहां पैसा देके जाते हैं। मैंने कहा यही तो हैरानी की बात कि लोगों की मूर्खता का कोई अंत नहीं, कि लोग पैसा देके और ऐसी बेवकूफी के कामों में पड़ते हैं कि अगर एक दफा भी सोचे, उतनी देर ताजी हवा, तेरे पति चंद्रकांत को ज्यादा अकल है। खुले आकाश को देखने का मजा, तारों भरे आकाश को देखने का आनंद, बादल आकाश में तैरते हो, उन तैरते बादलों पर ध्यान, सूरज निकलता हो कि डूबता हो, वो सारा जादू, उसको छोड़ के किसी गंदे कटघरे में पहले तो कतार में खड़े रहो, जमाने भर के लोगों के धक्के खाओ, गालियां सहो, किसी तरह टिकट लेके भीतर पहुंचो, जहां सांस लेना भी दूभर हो, वहां गंदगी की सांस लो और फिर आंखें खराब करो। सार क्या है, कहानी में रखा क्या है जो तूने दिखा दिया जिंदगी में? अब और कौन सी फिल्म दिखाएगी? अरे यही तो वहां होना है। चारों तरफ कहानियां ही कहानियां तो चल रही, यही कहानियां फिल्म पर दोहराई जा रही। यही त्रिकोण कि दो औरतें एक आदमी, कि दो आदमी कि एक औरत। खेल में मामला कितना और खेल खत्म। खेल की कोई कहानी इतनी, वही पुरानी रामलीला, राम और रावण और सीता मैया, वही पुराना त्रिकोण, ट्रायंगल। कैसे बना लो उसको, जैसा बनाना चाहो, थोड़ा रंग बिरंगा अलग बात है। सिर्फ मूल ही वहां इकट्ठे होते जिनमें थोड़ा बोध आ जाएगा। इस जगत में बहुत सौंदर्य है देखने योग्य। सागर के तट पर बैठो, सागर के की टकराती हुई लहरों की गूंज को सुनो। पैसे ही ज्यादा इकट्ठा हो जाए और जेब में न समाता हो तो पहाड़ों पे चले जाओ, जंगलों में जाओ, जहां परमात्मा अभी भी अनुभव हो सकता है। क्योंकि जहां आज और न बड़े बड़े कारखाने परमात्मा ने बनाए, जहां परमात्मा की बनाई एक चीज नहीं, जैसे बंबई में या न्यूयॉर्क में, वहां तुम लाख कोशिश करो तो परमात्मा का कोई प्रमाण नहीं मिलता। ये जानकर तुम चकित होगे कि लंदन में बच्चों का एक सर्वे किया गया, छोटे बच्चों का। 10 लाख बच्चों ने गाय नहीं देखी। इन बच्चों के जीवन में कुछ कमी रह जाएगी। 7 लाख बच्चों ने कभी खेत नहीं देखे। दूर दूर तक, दूर क्षितिज तक फैले हुए हरियाली से भरे खेत। इन बच्चों की जिंदगी में कुछ हरियाली कम रह जाएगी। ये तो बैठे टेलीविजन के सामने। पश्चिम में टेलीविजन को ठीक नाम दे दिया, उसको कहते हैं इडियट बॉक्स। 5-5, 6-6 घंटे एक डब्बे के सामने बैठे रहोगे तो बुद्धू तो हो ही जाओगे, और बचेगा क्या तुम? और लोग ऐसे बैठे हैं कुर्सियों से चिपके हुए कि जैसे गांठ लगा दी गई हो, वहां से हट नहीं सकते। और देख क्या रहे हो? और जितना टीवी नुकसान पहुंचा रहा है, उतनी कोई चीज आंखों को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचा रही। टीवी आंखों का कैंसर पैदा कर रहा है। और जहां टीवी आ गया वहां सिनेमा दकियानूसी हो जाता है। वहां तो टीवी देखोगे, फिर कैसे इतने दूर जाने की? अपने घर में बैठ के ही चाय की चुस्कियां भी ले रहे हैं, सिगरेट की कस भी मार रहे हैं, टीवी भी देख रहे हैं और आंखें खराब भी कर रहे हैं, आंखों का कैंसर भी पैदा कर रहे हैं। तू पूछती है कि बस इतनी ही शिकायत है कि वे सिनेमा नहीं जाती। शिकायत छोटी नहीं है शांता बहन, शिकायत बड़ी है। शिकायत ये कह रही कि अब वे बुद्धूपन नहीं करते और कहती ना साथ घूमने निकलते। अब अपने भीतर जाएं कि तेरे साथ जाएं? और तू घूमने भी कहां ले जाएगी? चलो बाजार, लोग शॉपिंग करने निकलते, उसको घूमना कहते। जंगल तो ले नहीं जाएगी, जंगल में क्या रखा है? पहले हुआ करता था, कहते हैं जंगल में मंगल, अब नहीं होता। अब तो मंगलवार है, कहीं कोई बाजार, और डरते होंगे बेचारे चंद्रकांत। अब ध्यानी आदमी ज्यादा कमाई भी नहीं कर सकते, ऐसी भी जिंदगी उन्होंने कोई ज्यादा कमाई की नहीं, धन के पीछे दीवाने भी नहीं है। उनकी दुकान को मैंने देखा है, उस पर ग्राहक वगैरह तो दिखाते नहीं कभी। जब मैं गया था तो कोई आधा घंटे उनकी दुकान पर था, कोई ग्राहक वगैरह आया नहीं। और मुझे से ग्राहकों को दुकान पर ले जाओगे तो नुकसान नहीं पड़ोगे, मुझे कुछ और भेज देना पड़ा। अनजाने वे लोग आयोजन कर रहे हैं जो मुझे मार डालना चाहते हैं। हजारों साल जीने का वह सुगमतम उपाय न चढ़ाया होता जीसस को सूली पर, न तुम जीसस को याद रख सकते, न पिलाया होता जहर सुकरात को, सुकरात कभी का भूल चुका होता। मरते समय सुकरात के एक शिष्य क्रेटो ने पूछा, गुरुदेव यह तो बता दें जाते समय कि आप अपना अंतिम संस्कार किस विधि से करवाना चाहेंगे, पूर्वी विधि से? सुकरात निश्चित ही पूर्वी रहस्यवाद में उत्सुक था। क्या आप पसंद करेंगे अग्नि से संस्कार हो, आपकी देह अग्नि में तिरोहित हो जाए, या आप पश्चिम की विधि को पसंद करेंगे कि आपकी देह को जमीन में गड़ा दिया जाए? सुकरात जहर पी चुका था, जहर का असर होना शुरू हो चुका था, फिर भी उसने आंख खोली, लड़खड़ाती जवान से जवाब दिया, क्रेटो तू भी पागल है। वे जो मुझे जहर पिला रहे हैं सोचते हैं मुझे मार रहे हैं, वे सोचते हैं कि मेरे दुश्मन है। तू सोचता है कि मेरा मित्र है। दुश्मन सोच रहे हैं कैसे मारे, मित्र सोच रहे हैं कैसे गड़ाएं। न वे मुझे मार पाएंगे न तुम मुझे गड़ा पाओगे। जब उन्हें भी लोग भूल जाएंगे और तुम्हें भी लोग भूल जाएंगे, तब भी मैं जीवित रहूंगा। अगर उनका नाम और तुम्हारा नाम याद भी रहा तो मेरे कारण याद रहेगा। सच्ची है ये बात। आज क्रेटो का कौन नाम याद रखता? आज 2500 साल बाद इस क्रेटो के नाम की याददाश्त का कोई भी तो कारण नहीं था। क्रेटो के जीवन में कुछ और तो था ही नहीं। पॉन्टियस पायलट ने, जिसने जीसस को सूली की आज्ञा दी, कौन याद रखता है उस छोटे मोटे गवर्नर जनरल को? कितने गवर्नर जनरल हुए हैं दुनिया में। वह रोमन गवर्नर जनरल था जेरूसलम। उसके पहले भी बहुत गवर्नर जनरल हुए, उसके बाद भी बहुत हुए। किसी और का नाम याद भी नहीं, सिर्फ पॉन्टियस पायलट का नाम याद है। छोटे छोटे बच्चों को भी याद है। एक स्कूल में चित्रकला की कक्षा में अध्यापक ने कहा, बच्चों तुम्हें मैंने जीसस की कहानी सुनाई। यूं भी तुम रविवार को धर्मगुरु से जीसस की कहानी बहुत बार सुन चुके हो। तुम सभी जीसस का चित्र बनाने की कोशिश करो। एक बच्चे ने बहुत अनूठा चित्र बनाया। उसने हवाई जहाज बनाया। उसमें 4 खिड़कियां हैं। चारों खिड़कियों से 4 लोगों के चेहरे दिखाई पड़ते हैं। शिक्षक ने पूछा, यह क्या है? मैं कुछ समझा नहीं। कहा था जीसस के संबंध में चित्र बनाओ। उसने कहा जीसस के संबंध में ही चित्र है। आपने ही तो कहानी सुनाई थी कि ईश्वर के 3 रूप हैं। ईश्वर पिता, गॉड द फादर। ये जो बूढ़ा आदमी पहली खिड़की में से झांक रहा है, ये ईश्वर। और दूसरा आदमी आपने ही कहा था होली घोस्ट, पवित्र आत्मा। ये दूसरी खिड़की से जो झांक रहा है आदमी, ये पवित्र आत्मा है। और आपने ही कहा था कि जीसस ईश्वर के इकलौते बेटे। तीसरी खिड़की से जो झांक रहा है, वो वही इकलौता बेटा है, जीसस। शिक्षक ने कहा ये भी समझ में आ गया, मगर ये चौथा आदमी कौन? उस बच्चे ने कहा ये आप भी समझ सकते, यह पॉन्टियस द पायलट। छोटा बच्चा, उसने समझा कि पॉन्टियस पायलट और कौन होगा? पायलट तो कहते हैं हवाई जहाज चलाने वाले को। तो हवाई जहाज को चलाने वाला पॉन्टियस पायलट। छोटे बच्चों को भी याद है। कारण है जीसस को लगी सूली। जो मुझे मारने का आयोजन कर रहे हैं, सफल हो या असफल, एक परिणाम उसका जरूर होगा। उनकी सारी चेष्टाओं का ये परिणाम होना ही है कि वो मुझे हजारों साल के लिए जिंदा कर जाएंगे। जो मुझे मारने के लिए आयोजन कर रहे हैं, उनसे जरा भी चिंता न लेना। उनकी अगर कोई भी थोड़ी बहुत दूरी रह गई होगी, वह भी मिट जाएगी। वो मुझे नहीं मार पाएंगे, मेरे और मेरे परिजनों के बीच की दूरी को मार डालेंगे। जीवन का गणित बड़ा अजीब है। चंद्र ऊपर से कुछ और दिखाई पड़ता है, भीतर परिणाम कुछ और होते। अब मुझ पर ये फेंका गया छुरा सारी दुनिया में लाखों लोगों को मेरे प्रति एक अपूर्व प्रेम से भर गया। कितने तार आए, कितने पत्र आए, उन्हें उत्तर भी देना मुश्किल। कितने फोन आए, कितने लोगों ने लिखा है कि हम आपकी जगह मरने को तैयार। उन्होंने कभी सोचा भी नहीं होगा ऐसा। काम कर गया। इसने मेरे बीच और अनेक लोगों के बीच के फासले गिरा दिए। सत्य के साथ एक अद्भुत बात, असत्य को लाभ नहीं पहुंचाया जा सकता है। तुम लाभ भी पहुंचाओ तो भी हानि ही पहुंचाते हो। लेने का बचा लेने का न कभी कोई उपाय था, न है, न होगा। असत्य किसी न किसी तरह से प्रकट हो जाएगा कि असत्य है, और सत्य हजार दबाव तो भी उभर आएगा। हजार रूपों में उभरेगा। इधर दबाओगे तो उधर उभरेगा, एक जगह दबाओगे तो हजार जगह उभरेगा। इसलिए ऊपर से जैसा दिखाई पड़ता है, प्रेम मरता ही नहीं। इतने लोगों ने मुझे चाहा है कि प्रेम कैसे मर सकता है, और सब मर जाता है, प्रेम नहीं मरता। तुम कहते हो आप मेरी सुहागरातों के मालिक, मुझे कभी वैधव्य का दुख देना ही नहीं। मैं देना भी चाहूं तो नहीं दे सकता, असंभव है। ये नाता शाश्वत है। मेरे और तुम्हारे बीच जो घट रहा है वो समय के पार है। मेरे और तुम्हारे बीच जो घट रहा है वो मेरे और तुम्हारे शरीर के बीच नहीं घट रहा है, मेरी और तुम्हारी आत्मा के बीच घट रहा है। ये प्रेम सगाई है, ये कोई साधारण सुहागरात नहीं। तुम्हारी चाह पूरी हो रही है, तुम्हारी चाह पूरी होगी। दूसरा प्रश्न, भगवान, मैं 9 वर्षों से आर्य समाज में पुरोहित था। 5 वर्षों से आपके संपर्क में हूँ। पुरोहित की मौत हो गई। मैं 5 जून को संन्यास लेकर जा रहा हूँ। मैं आर्य समाज से घूमने के बहाने 25 दिन की छुट्टी लेकर यहाँ आया था। अब मैं माला लेकर 10 जून को जाऊंगा। वे लोग मेरे गले में माला पड़ी देखेंगे, मेरे दुश्मन हो जाएंगे, मुझे धक्के देकर वहां से निकाल देंगे। मैंने पहले ही निकलने की तैयारी कर ली। ऐसी अवस्था में मैं क्या करूं? कैलाश, यह सौभाग्य है कि तुम पुरोहित को मर जाने दिए। बड़ी मुश्किल होती है, बड़ी कठिनाई होती है। और आर्य समाजी पुरोहित और सभी पुरोहितों से ज्यादा जड़ बुद्धि होता है, ज्यादा कट्टरपंथी होता है, ज्यादा अंधा होता है। दूसरे धर्मों में तो शायद कभी प्रथमतः कोई ज्योति भी थी। ये आर्य समाज तो धर्म ही नहीं, इसमें तो ज्योति कभी रही ही नहीं। दयानंद को कभी सत्य का साक्षात्कार हुआ ही नहीं। दयानंद महापंडित थे, इसमें कोई शक शुबा नहीं। देश ने बहुत थोड़े से ऐसे पंडित पैदा किए। दयानंद की गिनती महापंडितों में की जानी चाहिए। कुशल थे, मेधावी थे, प्रतिभाशाली थे, मगर पंडित ही थे, प्रज्ञावान नहीं, कोई बुद्ध पुरुष नहीं। बौद्ध धर्म में कितना ही सब मर गया हो और कितनी ही राख के दिमाग से जगाया जा सकता है, सब खो गया होगा, सब खो गया होगा। उसके भीतर जरथुस्त्र की हंसी फिर गूंज सकती। जरथुस्त्र की ये कहानी मुझे बार बार कहने का मन होता है कि जरथुस्त्र पृथ्वी पर अकेला आदमी, एकमात्र घटना है। ऐसा ना कोई दूसरा व्यक्ति हुआ और शायद कभी होगा भी नहीं। शायद ये घटना कभी घटी भी न हो, सिर्फ प्रतीक है, मगर जरथुस्त्र के संबंध में बड़ी सूचक है और मुझे प्यारी है, क्योंकि मेरी जीवन दृष्टि से मेल खाती, तालमेल खाती। जरथुस्त्र जब पैदा हुआ तो हंसता हुआ पैदा हुआ, बच्चे रोते हुए पैदा होते। जरथुस्त्र ने जो पहला काम किया वो था किलकारी मार के हंसना। बात करीब करीब असंभव लगती, लेकिन जरथुस्त्र का पूरा जीवन हंसी का एक फव्वारा है, एक उत्सव। एक तारों से भरी रात, एक फूलों से भरी बगिया। इसलिए पारसी कितने ही दूर चला गया हो जरथुस्त्र, बहुत दूर चला गया, क्योंकि हजारों साल का फासला हो गया। लेकिन उसे खींचा जा सकता है। अगर जमीन मुझ में उत्सुक हो गई है तो मेरी आवाज में झरथुस्त्र की आवाज को सुन के ही उत्सुक हुई। मेरे भीतर उसे झरथुस्त्र दिखाई पड़ा तो उत्सुक हुई। ऐसी ही बात जैनों के संबंध में सच। कितना ही शोरगुल मचाया हो उन्होंने, और बहुत शोरगुल मचाया है। 2500 साल में जैनों ने जितनी दुकानें चलाई उतनी किसी ने चलाई नहीं। और दुकानें और बाजार और शोरगुल, महावीर से बिल्कुल उल्टा सब कर डाला है। कहा महावीर कहते हैं धन का अपरिग्रह, और जितना धन का परिग्रही जैन होता है उतना कोई भी नहीं। इस देश में तुम जैन भिख नहीं पा सकते हो। है ना चमत्कार। धन हो तो दिखाई पड़ने में अड़चन नहीं होती। धन हो तो दिखाई पड़ने में अड़चन नहीं होती। हजार गरीब गुजर जाएं, और तुमने चमत्कार देखा कि जैन अधिकतर कपड़ों की दुकान करती। कापड़ मार्केट उन्हीं का है। मेरे एक परिजन है, उनकी दुकान का नाम है दिगंबर। का अर्थ जानते हो? दिगंबर का अर्थ होता है नंगा आदमी, जिसके लिए आकाश ही वस्त्र है। दिगंबर का अर्थ होता है इतना नंगा कि आकाश ही जिसका एकमात्र वस्त्र है। छप्पर को भी नहीं लेता बीच में, खुले आकाश, जमीन जिसकी चादर और आकाश। तुम थोड़ी शर्म तो खाओ। मैंने उसे कहा कि दिगंबर क्लॉथ शॉप, दिगंबर या क्लास साफ हटा के कुछ और बात, कुछ ऐसा बेचो जो दिगंबर से मेल खाता हो। ना तो उन्होंने दिगंबर हटाया, न क्लास साफ हटाई, एक ही काम किया, फिर मुझे दुकान पर बुलाना बंद कर दिया। मैं वहां से निकलूंगी तो वो जयराम जी की करनी बंद कर दी, इधर मुंह फेर ले। फिर भी मैं खड़ा रहूं जब तक जयराम जी वो ना करे, तब तक मैं हटू ही। मैं कहूं कि कोई बात नहीं, मैं रुका हूं, मैं रुका रहूंगा जब तक जयराम जी नहीं करो। लेकिन फिर भी इतने दूर चले गए, हम बिल्कुल उल्टे हो गए हैं। कहा महावीर का आनंद, और कहा जैन मुनियों की शक्लें, कहा महावीर का उत्सवपूर्ण व्यक्तित्व, कहा वह रसपूर्ण। तो जैन मुनियों से ज्यादा ठूठ आदमी नहीं मिल सकते। उनमें सूखी पत्तियां भी नहीं लगती, हरी पत्तियां तो बहुत दूर, पत्तियां लगती ही नहीं। उनकी जड़ें भी द्रोहित हो गई, उनमें कोई रसधार नहीं बहती। महावीर के संगीत को पकड़ा जा सकता है, और ऐसा ही सच है हिंदुओं के संबंध में, मुसलमानों के संबंध में, ईसाइयों के संबंध में, यहूदियों के संबंध में। आर्य समाज तो एक अनूठी घटना है। ये धर्म है ही नहीं, ये एक सामाजिक आंदोलन है। दयानंद मैं तो कोई सत्य जैसी बात नहीं। हाँ, विवादी व्यक्तित्व था, इसलिए तुम अगर दयानंद की जो श्रेष्ठतम पुस्तक वह पढ़ोगे, सत्यार्थ प्रकाश, तो बड़े हैरान हो जाओ। इतनी दुर्गंध युक्त कोई पुस्तक दुनिया में नहीं। गालियां ही गालियां हैं, सबको गालियां हैं, सारे धर्मों को गालियां हैं। बस केवल वैदिक धर्म सही है, वेद सही है, और सब गलत है। बाइबल गलत है, कुरान गलत है, तालमुद गलत है, जिन सूत्र गलत है, धर्मपद गलत है, सब गलत है। कोई और तीर्थंकर, कोई और पैगंबर सही नहीं, सिर्फ वेद। और किस तरह की तोड़ मरोड़ की है, क्योंकि वेदों में 99% कचरा है। होगा ही, क्योंकि वेद कोई सिर्फ धर्मशास्त्र
That's Sayil. Okay. No, because you said in 93, I thought you said in 93 you were already in your 20s.
No, I said that I was in Israel in 93. Yeah, like I was in Israel. Yes, country. Wasn't in the army in 93. I was just in Israel.
Okay. What's happened to this room now? It's
nothing more excited. Coffee, new title, maybe. I don't have an idea. Anybody have an idea?
Jews against Buttercup.
No. Like those things that you suggest, even though you know they're going to be rejected, just so we heard that it was rejected.
Should we make a title debunking Jewish rights? Or is there a good title? Who's the powerhouse in the Middle East? You think that would be a good title? You would not. I sent it to you. Yeah, that's you? Is that about you? That's my cousin with the syndrome. He told her family that he don't post it, please. I don't want to. That wasn't me. I'm not a That was Glow. Yeah. So what happened was that they killed him, and they said they did it when they arrested him to scare Jews from coming to Israel. So what I said was, I'm going to go and finish his service. And that's why I went. And the only way I could go, because my parents, after losing, a kid in our family, they were really angry. And I said, if you don't let me go, I'm going to run away. I will live there and you'll never see me again. So they had no choice. So we agreed on Marva, like the training program. And then when I was but then I tried making Aliyah, and then my parents called the police commissioner, Mickey, what's his name? What's the idea? Not idea, police commissioner of Israel at the time. Do you know Mickey Rosen? Are you talking about now or then? Are you talking about now? Oh, no, then. I'm a full-time smoker, man. I told you, I don't remember yesterday. Yeah. So they said, he has to come out. He has to go to university. So I was told my application was rejected. I'm like, because I'm gonna stay because it was very fresh in our family's mind. I'm glad you did not hear your family through that. Like losing someone like that and then you going, I can understand it 100%. Yeah, and my first child was named after my cousin Yeshua. And do you know who his best friend in this platoon was? No. Ari Fooled. To steal it? Remind me? ARIFULD. So Arsenal. He's a Canadian Jew that made Aliyah with his family, and he was killed in a terrorist attack in Jerusalem 5 years ago. And he actually ran my cousin's memorial page
on Facebook, and that's why Ari Food and his brother Gilel Food is a big advocate for Israel online.
He was killed when? How long ago?
My cousin or Ari?
No, Ari. Sorry, Ari.
Ari was killed, I think, I want to say 5 years. He's the guy that got stabbed and he shot the terrorists that stabbed people in Jerusalem. I just sent you the name.
Hillel
Food's brother Ari was murdered. And he was in the Golani with my cousin. Then the only reason why I knew him is because he ran the social media page for my cousin.
solar flags.
Hey, Rafi, I sent you the link.
Morning, everyone.
Thanks. To listen to, what's your name? The Buttercup saying, I'm more skin in the game than you. I'm like, shut up. Like, you have no idea. Like, Christmas for a non-religious Christian, and that's fine too. You're entitled to your opinions, but don't speak for Jews. That's totally inappropriate.
And giving those facts and this and that. I think that the people are using the AI next to them and they are doing the readout. Do you agree with me?
Absolutely.
Because it is impossible for someone, even if you like Richard Dawkins or the Christopher Hitchens, and these people, they don't have it on top of their head straight away to the point to give you the exact.
They just got here.
Yeah, and I don't know
exactly what you're talking about, but generally speaking, just so you know, that some of the conversations here are kind of in a loop. Like, it's the same topics over and over. It's like, so it could, I don't know exactly what you're talking about specifically, but it could happen.
Yeah, Dan, yesterday when we had a conversation with a couple of the people, obviously had a different opinion. They're giving the dates and they've lost it by the schedule, everything. So it was not possible for someone to hold that much of information in one instant and explaining them chronologically. It's impossible. Unless you're reading aloud from something.
I'll tell you, Armin, there's some of us who grew up immersed in this. You see, Emrose is sitting laughing. Emrose is she's obviously not a peer-on-peer person. She's on Twitter attacking Israel and Jews and supporting terrorism. So I don't really care what you say, Emrose. Emrose sort of said in this space on Twitter that I support the genocide of Palestinians. I've never said that. Very bizarre, sick behavior from someone probably.
Yehuda, just record. Emrose actually has blood on her hands for perpetuating a lie. It's disgusting.
I know, she's horrible. I don't know.
She's proposed the idea.
I agree.
The genocide. And she called me a Nazi, and basically she believes the entire land is occupied and should be liberated. It's like,
and she lives in Tel Aviv.
I don't know, like she lives in I don't know.
It's sort of the same. It's sort of the same performative altruism that you see from white liberals in America, where they try to advocate for the